And this should be exciting tonight because all of these players are making their first appearance in the pressure cooker of a WPT final table.
That's right, Vance. We've got a tournament rounder from Chicago, 2 tough cash game players out of Canada, and 2 amateurs who are taking time off from their day jobs to prove that they have what it takes to make it out here in the green felt.
Yes, but first they're going to have to get through the man with the most chips, online pro Olivier Busquet. Now, he's regarded as a heads-up specialist. He usually only plays against a single opponent, but tonight he's close to being crowned the champion of the largest field ever for a WPT tournament.
Well, with tons of cash and a WPT title on the line, who's going to walk out of here as the next WPT champion?
Well, Mike, there's only one way to find out. Let's go watch him gamble.
So here we go, the final table of the Borgata Poker Open about to get underway. We started 5 days ago with a WPT record-setting field of 1,018 players. We are now down to these 6.
All right, the antes will start at 10,000, blinds 60 and 120,000. Winner going to take home close to $1 million. The cards are flying. Action on Keith Crowder, the real estate investor out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
We've got 4 guys in their 20s at this final table, all 6 making their first WPT final table appearance.
Well, Keith quickly folding. The accountant, Jeremy Brown, also folding. Chip leader, Olivier Busquet, out as well.
Now we're around to the complete short stack. Kenny Nguyen, he lays down as well, so it's a battle of the blinds here. Action's on Ivan Mamuzic. He's the youngest player at the table, a student out of Canada.
300.
And he's got a king 3, and he's going to move it up to 300,000 to go.
Call.
And Yanick Brodeur taking no time there. He quickly calls with a pair of 3s. We got a pot.
Flop comes ace-7-6 with 2 hearts.
Helps neither player. Ivan Mamuzic raised before the flop. Will he make the continuation bet?
It looks like he's doing it.
400.
400,000.
Wow, boldly played there by Ivan Mamuzic. And it's going to work. So Ivan Mamuzic.
Oh, it's bad luck doing the first one.
Sings the first tune here tonight. Well done. You know, he's a cash game player. Came up here to play cash games. Didn't want to play the tournament. And entered late. And he checks out every night. He says, I'm leaving. I'm not going to do that well. So I've checked out in the morning. But then he's continued. He's made the final table.
Yeah, every day he goes farther, he can afford to pay that hotel bill.
All right. Quick action. Jeremy Brown, quick fold. The chip leader, Olivier, now with a 8-7. Nothing fancy. He goes out.
Now we're around to the short stack again. And I mean short stack, folks.
Here we go. Second hand in the tournament.
You really want to bust that fast?
We got a little over 500,000.
All right, it's not to play with you guys, and I'm short stack. I'm all in.
Look at this. He's going to push it in there.
Well, he's happy-go-lucky. He's shipping them in here.
Ivan goes out.
I don't blame you, Vince.
But here's the trouble now.
How much is it?
The small blonde Yanick Brodeur with ace-6 of spades.
Yanick's got about 5.4 million in chips. Can easily afford to make this call.
Have a good hand? I have a very good hand, man. Keep Super 20 around for a little bit. Fold the hand one time.
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you?
You gonna show? Yeah, I show you. Yeah.
He's a very likable guy, very personable.
All right, fold.
Whoa.
And I'm surprised that the poker pro Yanick Brodeur goes out there with an ace-6 suited. You have to know that the short stack is going to move in with any 2 cards.
How much more is it?
But the real estate guy, Keith Crowder, though, is going to make him sweat.
I have a good hand.
He's got just a queen deuce of spades.
How good is your hand, Twan?
It can hurt you, Keith. I have a good hand.
Oh, he's such a liar. You got to love this guy with the big smile, the short stack, pushing it around like that.
Well, Keith is actually in 5th chip position himself, so he doesn't have that many chips where he can afford to give away $500,000 of them.
Kenny Nguyen would love to take this right now. Bluffing his way on this hand, and it's going to work.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, Kenny says thank you, and why not?
I showed it.
So he shows him a 9-7 of clubs.
Kenny Nguyen, the short stack, hanging in there by dental floss. Going to take down that pot.
Wow, man.
That is unbelievable.
I knew I should have took you out.
They're bluffing at Borgata, and it's working. Stay with us here on the World Poker Tour.
Well, we'll start out with Kenny Nguyen. He is on the short stack right there, even though he just picked up a set of blinds and antes.
Good fold, Keith. Good fold for Super 20.
Says he's always a happy guy, Vince. I mean, he is a fun guy.
No more gifts for you.
I like having him at the table.
Well, the happy-go-lucky here tonight so far. Let's go down to the felt. Olivier Busquet. Look at this hand. He's picked up a pair of kings.
Well, he's really the happy one because he's the big chip leader at this table, and now has picked up a big hand.
Yeah.
2 kings.
Makes it 300,000 to go, but there's trouble because Kenny Nguyen behind him with a pair of eights.
Well, Vince, when you're on the short stack and you pick up a pair like this, you almost have to go with it.
Wow. Silver 20's all in again, guys.
Well, here we go. He's all in again, he says.
Oh, boy. He's going to move it in. Ivan Mamuzic going out, as well as Yanick. Keith Crowder, the real estate man, says no.
Well, Jeremy Brown out as well.
Oh.
And, of course, Olivier making the call.
Silver 20 running through a brick wall this time.
Good-natured.
Gotta love his attitude, Vince. I'll say that.
Why I have to pick up 2-8 here?
What an opportunity for the heads-up specialist, the chip leader, Olivier Busquet.
8.
Kings up against eights.
Well, here we go. Flop is ace, jack, deuce. No help for Kenny. Knows he's going to have to catch an 8 to win this pot to stay alive. Looking for a snowman. Doesn't happen on the turn as a 10 comes up.
Yep.
Well, he's going to have an 8-ball in the corner pocket, or this is going to be game over for Kenny Nguyen right here.
Yep, he needs a miracle. One card to come. Can Kenny get lucky?
8 on the river. Oh!
Nope, it's a 7. So that's going to do it for Super Twan. Kenny Nguyen got in this tournament by winning a $350 satellite. Cashed out pretty good, Vince.
156,000 for Kenny, the Super Twan. You know, just getting attached to this guy. You know, just a great attitude.
Well, detach yourself, Vince. He's gone.
All right, we are down to 5 players just like that.
What you're looking at now is a chart that shows the percentage of chips that each player has. Obviously, with 5 players left, if you have 20% of the chips, you have an average chip stack. Olivier Busquet, our chip leader, has nearly twice that size.
All right, we're down to 5-handed poker. Action going to Jeremy Brown. Jeremy with an ace-8.
Now, Jeremy graduated from Penn State in accounting. He started playing poker in college.
And he's just going to call. Now the heads-up specialist, the chip leader, Olivier Busquet, now with a king-7, contemplating what to do.
Well, he knows he's got chips, he's got power.
400.
Well, Olivier's made it 400,000.
There you saw Jeremy taking a little drink right there, trying to relax himself here at this final table.
And a few quick folds. Around to Keith Crowder. The oldest player at the table, 39 years old, and he is also going to fold.
Back around to Jeremy. He's going to call him with the ace-8.
So it's down to the 2 New Yorkers, the 2 chip leaders in this pot alone. So here's the flop.
Now flop comes king, queen, 5 with 2 clubs.
Olivier gets lucky, hits the pair of kings.
Well, he flop top pair, and Jeremy quickly checks.
Nothing hitting there for him. Olivier Busquet also going to check.
And Olivier is a pro. He's won over $2 million playing online. Heads up, sit and goes.
Wow. And now he's hit his 2 pair, kings and 7s.
Because he checked on the flop, perhaps Jeremy will take a stab at this pot. Most players would, but he's not. Wisely checking here.
Yeah, that is a wise check.
525.
And he's got to bet the 2 pair now. Come out of the woods, 525,000.
No card Jeremy can catch to win this pot, so anything he puts in the pot right now, just say adios to.
No tricks for Jeremy. He's going to fold his hand.
Olivier Busquet, very successful online poker pro, plays about 1,000 heads-up sit-and-goes a month. Those are heads-up tournaments. Does very well.
I'll take a butt heavy.
A very bright guy. Graduated from Cornell as a philosophy major. Now just plays poker.
Okay, quick fold by Olivier Busquet. Mamuzic also going out. And now it is around to the poker professional out of Montreal, Yanick Brodeur.
Raise.
27 years old. He's got just a 4 deuce this time.
And he's going to raise it. A position raise, as we say. Raising on the button here. Hope the blinds throw their hand away where he can steal the pot, but
Keith Crowder, who always looks like he's about to play the hand, but then folds again.
and Jeremy has the ace-3 of diamonds. Again, he's going to call the raise.
Flop comes up.
Oh, what a dream flop for Jeremy. It's come ace-7-4 with 2 diamonds. He's got top pair and the nut flush draw. Quickly checks.
And he's going to get Yanick to bet just his measly pair of 4s. Looks like 350,000.
Well, he did flop bottom pair. His opponent did check. He made a continuation bet, but got called. Probably not liking it. Now 9 comes off.
Jeremy again going to check. Throwing the rope. And Yanick. There's his girlfriend Claudia in the audience, sweating her man. Yanick is going to bet 625,000 this time.
Well, it's just hoping that perhaps Jeremy has middle pair and would throw it away with a bet, or just has a flush draw and would throw it away. But unfortunately for Yanick, Jeremy has made the call here.
Going to the river, another 9 pairs. The 9s.
Well, he's checked. And I'll tell you one thing, if Yanick fires a big bet here, it's going to be a tough call to make with an ace-3. But he does, and he checks. Just hopes his opponent's got just a flush draw without the ace, but no. Jeremy's going to take down this pot with aces up.
Nicely done. Didn't have to hit the flush. His friends very joyous in the front row. And Jeremy getting another beer.
Well, why not? Let's celebrate a little bit here.
100 bottles of beer on the wall here in Atlantic City. We are having fun. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. On the table, Yanick Brodeur first to act. Poker pro out of Montreal, Quebec. And he quickly folds his hand. And now the real estate man, Keith Crowder, who's been playing very selectively this evening so far, has a king-jack.
Yeah, he's picked up Kojak here, as we say.
$280.
Makes it 280,000 to go. Jeremy Brown going out.
And round to the chip leader.
What'd you start the hand with, Keith? 2-7?
Yeah,
Still
2-7. Yep.
He's in the small blind with just a 9-6 of hearts.
That's the kind of hand you like to see flops with, but will you call the raise from a guy who's played pretty tight?
Yep, very tight.
I raise.
But Olivier's not only going to call, he says raise.
Wow.
Look at this.
Unbelievable. The chip leader coming right over the top.
Makes it 1.1 million to go. Mamuzic won't play, so it's back around to Keith Crowder.
You making a play here?
Yes, he is.
Thought about it a very long time.
I like this. Likes to talk at the table.
We haven't mixed it up much recently.
How about none?
I knew eventually you was going to make a play at me.
I'll tell you, good poker instincts by Keith here.
That's cool. Take it.
He's a local grinder here in Borgata. This is his home casino, but he's going to lay it down.
Take it down, sir. Take it down. Take it down.
Well, in poker, you got to follow your instincts many times.
A big stack bully.
That'd have been a good time for Keith to do it.
Big stack bully. Big stack bully. Can't wait for my double up.
And he's starting to be as bitter as a cup of coffee at 7-Eleven.
He tried to give it to you, didn't call.
I pick a little bit better.
Wow, this is getting interesting.
All right, let's go. My big blind. Let's play some poker.
Let's play some poker. I'm coming for
Let's
it.
play some
Jeremy
poker.
Brown looks
I
down
lost
at
my first
10-3 of
pot.
hearts.
I wish I had something.
I'm on
Yeah,
tilt.
he won't play that.
You're on tilt right now?
I'm on tilt already.
Here's the bluffer
He's
himself.
raising my blind already.
Gonna raise again with King 10.
Poker guys, take care of me.
Mamuzic is going out. And now Yanick Brodeur with an 8 deuce also folds.
Poker guys, take care of me, poker guys.
And look at this, Keith Crowder talking to himself.
First one's bad for you.
Yeah, well, definitely wants to pick up a hand here to come back over the top of him, but doesn't do it.
Second one is good for you.
Just a jack 8.
He's going to lay it down.
King 3, no
Wow.
good.
And it's all smiles for the chip leader right now, and why not?
Well, the interesting thing is Crowder knows where he is. I mean, it's just good poker instincts. They know this guy's going to bully this table, has a lot of chips, but sometimes you can't pull the trigger even though you know a guy's manipulating you.
Well, it's a lot easier said than done, I can tell you that, especially when you're playing for nearly $1 million.
All right, on this hand, Keith picks up an ace-3 in early position.
I call.
So he's going to just call. Jeremy Brown going out.
Olivier out as well this time.
But Ivan with an 8-6 also going to call. Yanick Brodeur with a king-jack. Not going to raise.
Well, Yanick's in the big blind, says give us a flop. So for the first time tonight, we have three-way action. Here comes a flop. The flop has come king, 3 deuce.
Ivan first to act, hits nothing there, and he checks.
Well, Yanick has top pair. He's also going to check.
But look at this, Keith Crowder with the measly 3 is going to bet 200,000. Ivan going out, and Yanick, of course, going to call this.
Well, Yanick and Keith staring down each other here. Look at Keith looking him up. Queen of clubs comes off. Well, again, Yanick checks top pair.
Keith Crowder, what a poker face.
He says, give us a card here.
I like his style here. Oh, it just gets better for Yanick. 2 pair now, kings and jacks. Nightmare night here for Keith Crowder on this hand.
Well, Yanick's going to reach for chips this time.
Wow, 350,000.
This is the guy that played hockey all of his life, virtually. From the time he was 3 till the time he was 20. And right now he's trying to put the puck right between the net.
Yeah, anything?
And he's got the hand to do it.
I don't think we have a king.
Now putting him on the king because he checked it
4 or
twice.
5 or something.
This could get ugly.
And it does look like he might have a wheel draw or something here, the way he played this hand. Most guys would have check raised with the king on the flop. He didn't do that. Checked on the turn.
I like the way Keith is studying. Not just looks at his face, but he looks at his whole entire body.
He's going to look him up.
Ooh.
Well, Vince, he's looking him up because he thought he might have had a straight draw there, but he didn't raise or bet on the flop or the turn, but unfortunately, his instinct's wrong on that occasion.
Trap plays working here at Borgata. Well, it's not just the Philly cheesesteaks that are heating up here on the Jersey coast.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
This is the largest field ever in WPT history. 1,018 players. We're down to these 5.
I'm coming for Keith's stack now.
Listen. You're going to double me up.
I'm not going to double you up.
Well,
I'm
my
just going
last
to take
chip
your
is
chips.
in the
I'm
middle.
going to felt you and take your chips over here.
Double me up.
I can't wait to felt you.
All right, to the table we go. A quick fold by Jeremy. Olivier Busquet, our chip leader, also going out.
In my blind, too. It's probably going to happen next hand.
Round to Ivan. He's going to raise it on the button with a queen 9 offsuit. Makes it 300,000 to go, but look at this in the small blind.
Uh-oh.
Yanick has picked up 2 kings.
He's the poker pro out of Canada. Got the kings. Do you just call? Do you play it slow, try to trap, or do you push now?
Now, Vince, the guy's a hockey player all his life, so he's going to put the slap shot on him right here for over 1.1 million.
Yep, makes the big raise. Puts up the sweatshirt over his mouth like he does every time he's in a hand. And now the real estate guy, Keith, tilting away, goes out. Back around to Ivan.
You're the best, sweetheart.
Well, Jeremy happy just that the drinks are still flowing. As you pointed out, he had 100 bottles of beer in the wall, down to about 90 now.
Ivan folds his hand.
Trying to steal my blind. Ran into something.
Your blind's still gone.
It's all good.
Mission accomplished.
That's right. Good job.
They're yapping it up, having a good time.
So those are boomerang trips.
Except for Keith.
They leave and they come back with friends.
He's gonna get felted right now. Right now, he's gonna try to buy my blind.
Next hand in play. Livia quickly
He's
folded.
getting felted.
Saw you, Jeremy.
Keith is getting felted.
Look at this, Jeremy saying Keith is getting felted. Getting personal here.
And he's saying they're all going to fold around to the blind, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
And now Keith has picked up 10-4 spade. Got the highway patrol hand in the small blind. Notice Jeremy has 2 8s in the big blind, but it's a stare-down contest now.
If you do it, you're gonna get felted.
Well, he's egging him on. This is a great New York talk here.
I will send you home early.
Well, so far.
Man. Can you cut the alcohol off, please?
Keith hasn't made a right decision yet at this final table.
You know you got a quality hand. You just want to push your player
all
into
in.
a bad decision, and he makes it.
Wow. He's all in, and it gets called right away.
What a gross.
I never realized what a giant Jeremy is, too.
Well, he's
The 10 is
6'4".
coming.
The 10 is not coming.
The 10 is coming. That's cool. That's cool.
Look at this. Great talk. Gets a man to call
The 10 is
to go
coming.
all in with just a
The 10 is
10-4.
coming.
He's getting the action he wants. But anything can happen on the World Poker Tour. And we will see the first 3 cards.
Well, Keith Crowder hoping to get lucky here. Let's see if it'll happen. Well, it's come 4 deuce deuce.
Keith picks up a piece of it. Pair of 4s.
Well, he needs a 10 or a 4 to take the lead. 2 running spades would give him a flush.
No, 10's right on the turn.
Keith staying optimistic. Will he be right? No. 5 of clubs on the turn. No help to Keith.
Well, we're down to the river card. Keith Crowder must catch a 10 or a 4 on the river.
Right here. Put the 10 down there.
Otherwise, he'll be our 5th place finisher.
10 or 4 is good.
His dream of becoming a champion all on the line with his card.
Well, he said he thinks it's his time, but it's not. Jack of diamonds on the river. That's going to do it for Keith Crowder, who finishes in 5th place. And Vince, tonight he was just marching with 2 left feet. That's all there is to it. His timing off at this final table.
Well, you're right. The chips finally hitting the fan for Keith Crowder out in 5th place. Going to pick up $188,000.
Keith, I just got in your head.
And just like that, we are down to 4. But what great talk.
I did. I
By
definitely
Jeremy Brown, the New Yorker, to egg his opponent on to making a bad move.
You know, I just lost my patience. I didn't think he had much. He did. Every time I pushed on him, he had a hand. So, you know, I can look in the mirror and blame myself for this one.
Pretty good guy to look up to right there, but Yanick very thrilled to be at this final himself tonight.
All right, Andes have gone up to 20,000 blinds, 80 and 160. Back to table, a quick fold by Ivan. And now Yanick with the button with just 8-5. What's he doing here?
He's raising on the button, just like a lot of top pros would do. Makes it 400,000 to go.
But the New Yorker, Jeremy, a quick call with Queen Jack right behind him.
Olivier, the chip leader, goes out.
Flop comes up 10-8-6. Yanick hitting his 8s.
Thank you.
Inside straight draw for Jeremy Brown. But they both check.
A little surprised Yanick would check second pair there, but he did so. Now an ace comes off. This gives Jeremy a 2-way straight draw. King or 9 would give him a straight.
Jeremy checking again, though. And Yanick also checking with the 8s. River card coming down.
Oh, 5 comes off. This gives Yanick 2 pair. But Jeremy, with just a queen high, is going to try to steal this pot here with a bet, it looks like.
Well, the hearts are out there, but the way he never made any moves there seems like a pretty mandatory call. You would think it's a $575,000 bet, though.
Well, you could be beat here, Vince, as you say, but you are going to make the call with 2 pair, no doubt about it.
Queen high.
2 pair.
He does so. And Jeremy gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar there.
Yeah, the New Yorker's walking there.
Oh, boy. Better order another beer.
Nice call by the Canadian.
What are you raising with 5-8 for, huh?
What do you call me with?
I called you with a lot better than that.
1-1.
What's that?
1-1.
That's all right.
Let's go back to this hand. Jeremy quickly folding.
And Olivier on the button. He folds as well.
I was suited.
Now Ivan
I was
Mamuzic.
suited too.
No, I'm not.
Jack 9 in the small blind, but he's going to raise. Makes it 400,000 to go into Yanick.
Yanick just has a 5-4, but he's got 160,000 out there in the big blind. He's going to make the call and see a flop, and he's flopped an open end straight as it comes deuce 3-3.
Action to Ivan.
Going to make the continuation bet here, even though he just has jack high. $500,000.
Oh boy, nicely done by the 23-year-old.
Well, many players might come over the top with a straight draw here like this, but Yanick just going to make the call. Looking for an ace or a 6 to make a straight. A deuce comes off. 2 pair on the board.
On Ivan again, and does he have the heart to bet with nothing? Yes, he does. 850,000.
Yanick's going to think this guy is Ivan the Terrible when he sees this guy continuing to bet with just a jack high.
And that is just too much heat. Yanick has to go out. Nicely done.
Yep, playing a little tune there on his man Yanick. No doubt about it.
Got to use that move sparingly, like hot. Here's Jeremy Brown on a bit of a rush right now. This time he just has an 8-7. But he's interested. He's going to call it. Olivier folding. Ivan Mamuzic with a 9-7 also calling. And Yanick with just a 5-4, content to see the flop.
So we've got three-way action out of 4 players here. Flop comes ace-9-3, all spades.
Ivan hitting a pair of 9s there, but no spade. He's first to act, and he looks like he's getting chips out. Yep, he's going to bet 325,000.
Now Yanick with the wheel draw and the baby spade flush draw, he throws his hand away.
But the New Yorker, Jeremy Brown, getting none of that and no spade. Absolute zip and pip.
I raise it.
He's taking his time. He says raise.
Unbelievable. No hand and no draw, and he comes right over the top of Ivan here.
His friends loving it. Little do they know that he has horrible hand. A lot of guts here by Jeremy Brown. Makes it 9.75 to go.
Well, he's not betting on the cards, Vince, that's for sure. The guy didn't raise before the flop. You don't put him on an ace. Maybe he'll throw a flush draw away if it's a smaller flush draw.
Ivan in a quandary right now.
Well, Jeremy, a Penn State grad, playing this hand like a lion, that's for sure. The former Nittany Lion taking down this pot with bold, aggressive play.
What a nice move, picking up that pot. And he smiles. Well, you got to feel proud. That's beautifully done. Back the table, action on the Canadian. Yanick Brodeur, poker pro. He quickly folds his hand, but Jeremy picking up a big hand.
400.
Ace, king of clubs. Makes it 400,000 to go.
Well, he's all smiles right now. Winning pots and picking up cards at the same time.
Chip leader Olivier with a queen jack. And look at this little tasty re-raise. Makes it 850. Ivan out.
And Jeremy just calls the re-raise. Most guys would just come right over the top with ace-king suited here, especially against the chip leader, but not Jeremy. Wants to see a flop, and what a flop it is as it comes ace-king 5.
Oh, and Jeremy shaking his head.
He's shaking his head, but he's all grins.
Shaking his head. Usually when you shake your head, you have a big hand, and that's exactly what he has. Bad tell there by Jeremy.
What are you trying to do here, huh?
Olivier is going to fire out the continuation bet here.
Yep.
950,000.
Didn't pick up on Jeremy's antics.
Oh, look at Jeremy now, staring up at the sky, wondering what to do. Well, all he's wondering is, do I just call and continue to trap this guy, or do I come over the top of him right here?
I call.
He's just going to call.
Big trouble here for the chip leader, Olivier, unless he hits a 10, but no, it's a deuce of clubs. Action on Olivier.
Getting thirsty over here.
Look at this Jeremy saying, I'll take another drink.
Olivier, obviously not picking up on these kind of tells. He is going to fire out over 2 million in chips here.
I'm all in.
And Jeremy going all in.
Yeah.
Well,
Here comes the baseball bat. That's when you do it.
Well, Vince, I got to tell you the truth. I know this guy's a great online poker pro, but I believe Olivier needs to work on his live tells a little bit.
Yep.
Because you and I felt it was pretty obvious that Jeremy had a hand there, but Olivier did not pick up on it. Here at the shore.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
An accountant out of New York, Jeremy Brown. Got a jack-7 and he quickly folds.
Surprising, right?
Now Olivier Busquet used to be the chip leader. He's got king-6 this time. He's going to move it up to 400,000, Mike. Ivan out.
Yanick Brodeur, hockey player all of his life, lives in Montreal, looks down at 2 snowmen. He's got the 2 8s. He has seen the former chip leader, I'm talking about Olivier, spiral downward a little bit. So you wonder how he's going to play these 2 8s against him.
1.3.
Well, there's your answer, 1.3 million.
And he's going to just push Olivier right out of this pot.
So chalk that one up to great poker instincts by Yanick Brodeur from Canada right there, the hockey player, putting one in the net there. Well, Olivier came to this final table as the big chip leader.
One more Budweiser.
Nothing seemingly going right for the online poker pro right now.
So funny because early on he was the bully at the table. He was pushing everyone around. He stood up straight. Now look at him. He's a shell of himself.
She should know what I want, right?
All right, this time it's up to him again. He's got an ace-6.
Now one of those marginal kind of hands, but you almost have to play him short-handed. He's going to raise it again, 400,000.
Into Mr. Mamuzic, who folds. And now the Canadian, Yanick, with a king-8, also folding. But Jeremy Brown, with an ace-9, is going to make the call.
Well, here comes the flop. Let's come 7-7-5 with 2 clubs.
I check to the better.
Jeremy says, I'll check to the better.
I check to the better.
Well, that's Olivier's girlfriend in the crowd.
And Olivier, will he make the continuation bet? Well, you gotta give him credit. He's got heart. He's betting 475,000 with his ace high.
Well, now Jeremy's got a tough problem as to what to do. He might think his ace high is the best hand, but besides calling this bet,
I check it.
can you stand the pressure of future bets? Well, Jeremy's going to check in the dark. In other words, he's checking before the card even comes out there. And Olivier sees that.
Oh.
The king of clubs comes off, putting a possible flush out there.
Want to rethink that now. He's got the 4 flush, but it's too late. He's checked it already. And Olivier checking behind him.
Well, you're fearful a little bit. Your opponent might have had a flush draw. Indeed, Jeremy's got the ace of clubs. He does have the nut flush draw now. A 7 comes off, putting 3 sevens on the board.
600.
Jeremy is going to fire out there now, 600,000. They both have exactly the same hand, 3 sevens with an ace-king. What Olivier's thinking about here, if a guy had a flush, would he bet when there's 3 sevens on the board? I don't think so. He would just check it down and hope it was good. So he's trying to figure out, did the guy have a full house all the time? Would he really bet 7s full of 5s in this spot? Is my ace high any good right now? Vince, I think he may call him here with the ace high, and indeed he's doing it.
I got ace high.
This is going to be a split pot.
Wow, great call.
That's a nice call by Olivier right here, folks, I can tell you. He thought things out pretty good. Didn't think the guy would bet a flush. Jeremy staring down there. Wow. He's thinking, pretty good call by this guy.
Hell of a call, dude.
Yep, Jeremy giving him respect right there as he guzzles another beer. Split pot, and we move on.
Fine call.
Action going to Olivier on this hand. Let's see what he's got. Well, it looks like a queen jack.
Call.
Yeah, Olivier seemingly playing every pot now and getting some hands to play him with.
Then Mamuzic behind him with the button with a king-9. And he's going to push it up a bit.
Well, he's going to raise it, makes it 525,000 to go. Yanick looks down at an ace-4 offsuit. First guy limped in, the next guy raised it. This kind of hand, most players would just muck immediately here. You just hate to play an ace and a baby card when 2 players are in the pot in front of you and it's been raised.
Girlfriend Claudia rooting her man on.
2 million.
And look at this, he's going to make it 2 million. Gee, Jeremy out, Olivier also out.
What a bet by Yanick Brodeur right here. Well, Ivan's just posing for the cameras. He's not playing either, Vince. I can promise you with a king-9 offsuit. He knows his opponent's about pot committed, so if he would raise it, he'd get called, and you just don't want to get your money in there with a king-9 in this spot. You have to give Yanick a lot of credit for making this raise. Unbelievable. Ivan does go out. Yanick does win the pot. And right there, the former hockey player just sensed a couple guys were sneaking across the blue line or something, and he whacked them with a stick.
The Bluffs are happening in Atlantic City. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. That is right. Close to $1 million. First place prize here tonight. $925,000. Second place, $453,000. And right now, our chip leader is the accountant out of New York, Jeremy Brown. He has $12.2 million in chips.
Yeah, the graduate from Penn State out in front right now and feeling good.
To the table we go. Action on the Canadian. Ivan Mamuzic looks down at an ace-7 of clubs. Pretty attractive hand in a four-handed poker game, and he's going to raise it. Makes it $400,000 to go.
It's folded around to Olivier Busquet, who looks down at 2 5s in the big blind. He's been playing very aggressive at this final table, played a lot of hands, but takes a conservative mode here by just calling, doesn't re-raise with the 2 5s. Here comes a flop. The flop is 9-6-3 with 2 hearts. Olivier still out in front with the 2 5s.
Check.
And he checks.
Yep. Ivan also checking. Nothing hitting on that flop. Here goes the turn card.
Well, a 7 comes off. Ivan has made the best hand now with 2 7s. Olivier, however, has a 2-way straight draw. A 4 or an 8 would make him a straight.
And he's going to bet on the come. It looks like $525,000 with no real hand at this moment.
Well, Ivan's going to call him with the 2 7s.
Yeah, big pot brewing here. Down to the river. Who's going to get lucky? Oh, look at this, a 5. 3 of a kind there.
Unbelievable. Olivier has outplucked him, as we say, on the river here. He's now out in front, but there is a possible flush and a possible straight out there. So do you want to bet trips here?
A lot of danger everywhere with these 5 exposed cards. But Olivier looks like he's getting the guts up. Putting the chips out. It's 1.150 in chips.
Really?
Well, he's bet about half the size of the pot here. And Ivan now trying to figure this out. Would the guy really bet on the come with a straight draw if he just had a 4 or an 8 in his hand?
I call.
Whoa.
He's going to make the call with the 2 7s.
It's good.
And Olivier's 3 5s are going to win this pot. And Vince, maybe that'll get him back on the right track there. A great value bet on the river there. A dangerous bet in my view, but one that paid off for Olivier there.
Real nice bet there.
Ivan Mamuzic paying that off.
Oh boy, like he just broke a guitar string on that one.
All right, back to the felt we go. Action on our chip leader, Jeremy Brown.
400.
And he's got a nice hand. Ace Queen, making it $400,000 quickly. Olivier out. Ivan also out.
Around to the big blind here. Oh, and look at this. Yanick Brodeur has picked up Ace King. He's got big slick in the big blind.
Raise.
Oh, pippity doodah. You love Ace King when another guy has Ace Queen. And of course, Yanick says raise.
Yanick sitting in 3rd chip position at the moment.
I'm all in.
Call.
Wow, all in and called. Jeremy knows he made a mistake when he got called that quick. And this is amazing, Vince. Yanick Brodeur will take the chip lead if he wins this pot.
Damn.
He's got way the best hand, Ace King against Ace Queen.
Maybe you got it.
For a guy playing in his first ever WPT tournament, he could be the chip leader with 4 players left if the Ace King holds up.
Throw a queen out there one time.
Jeremy begging for a queen.
Queen.
Can he get it on the flop? Nope.
Well, flop comes 9-8-6.
Queen, please. 10 jack.
Jeremy's going to need a queen to win the pot. A 10 jack
10
would do it
jack,
for him as
queen.
well. He's looking for a lucky lady. Oh, and he hits it on the turn. Look at that. Queen comes right off on the turn.
Oh, the Brew Boys celebrating with them.
Well, it's not over. Yanick can catch a king on the river and win the pot. But Vince, I got to tell you, he took that turn card about as good as anybody I've ever seen when you're playing for $1 million. Hardly flinched when it came off of there.
Yanick needs a miracle, but does not get it.
Well, there's tough luck for the Canadian right there. Knocked out in 4th place on a bad beat.
Oh, yeah, Yanick completely stunned here. Just like that, Yanick out. He's going to pick up $216,000. What a gentleman, walking away with a lot of class, and we are down to 3.
I'm just happy to get it in with the better hand. So
That was so sick.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes, and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Ivan, a student out of Canada,
500.
gets out of the way here to let the two chip leaders go at it.
Well, Jeremy with ace-8 has raised to 500,000. Olivier right now with a king-5.
Look at this, Vince. He's going to come right over the top here with just a king-5 offsuit.
There's Olivier's girlfriend in the audience, Lorelei.
I was getting ready to tell you, you're making some great laydowns.
Olivier is a heads-up specialist.
And then you go and do
This
that.
time, his head could come off if he gets too fancy here. He is raised to 1.7.
You want to dance this hand? So you might be doing it.
Two New Yorkers going at each other.
How much more do you have?
I think I started with like 9.
And it says, how much have you got? Wants him to count down the chips
I have
for him.
about 7.5 million.
All right, I'm all in.
Whoa. What a play here by Jeremy Brown. He's moved all in with an ace-8 offsuit.
And Olivier quickly mucking his hand. And there are Jeremy's friends, the Brew Boys, partying it up in the front row, loving it. Well, the stakes so high for these guys. Look at that. The winner going to take home close to $1 million.
Well, what a great all-in bet by Jeremy Brown right there to take down that pot.
And this hand right now, Jeremy's picked up a wired pair of 6s.
500.
Going to make it 500,000. Olivier, disgusted, goes out. And Ivan, Mamuzic, he has said all in. He's got a pair of 3s here. And a quick call by Jeremy with the 6s. Jeremy loving this.
Cooler.
Well, of course he's loving it because you got your position where you're an 80% favorite to win the hand. It's
Domination here at Borgata. Jeremy Brown, the accountant from New York, in a great position to break a player.
He's got the 6s. His opponent's got 2 3s.
Here comes the flop. Oh, and he's
a
caught a
6
6.
right on the flop. It's come queen 9-6. The only way he can lose this pot if it comes 3-3.
Oh,
So the Canadian about to head back north.
It's over.
As the 10 of diamonds comes off on the turn, it is over. Ivan Mamuzic had a great tournament,
That's bottoms up, boys.
finishing in 3rd.
just like that. 23 years old, going to pick up 251,000. We're down to heads-up action as Jeremy Brown, our chip leader, has the Brew Boys chugging beers. What a tournament.
That was just a standard spot. He raised the button. I had 12 blinds left. I shoved 3s. He had 6s.
Can I get another cocktail, please?
Sure about that?
Oh, man.
Am I sure about that? Come on now.
Bottoms up.
He has a big chip lead right now, but Liv is really solid. So if Liv gets lucky once and doubles up, Liv's going to take advantage of it.
Actually, a round for everybody, including me, too, please.
Jeremy Chuggum Brown. He likes to put him down, but right now it's working well for him as he's got about a 4-1 chip advantage as we play heads up for this title. But Vince, remember in the WPT World Championship event where David Chu came back from the great Gus Hansen when he was down 5-1 in chip count, so obviously it can be done.
Okay, blinds 100 and 200,000. Action on Olivier Busquet. He has a 8-6 offsuit. The heads-up specialist. He's getting more chips out, though. He's going to raise it to 400,000 to go.
Well, he believes in being aggressive on the button. He's raising it here, and he's quickly getting called.
When in Rome.
Jeremy a little confused about his whereabouts, but nevertheless, here we go with the flop.
I check.
Oh, and he hits a queen right on the flop to take the lead.
Sure does.
He now has top pair.
And he hits the top pair. Snickers, bad tell.
Oh, man, I'm surprised Olivier just doesn't pick up on these tells better than he does.
475,000
Okay.
that Olivier has just bet. And a quick call by Jeremy, trying to pretend like he's not strong. We know he is. Here comes the turn.
Well, a nonchalant 3 of clubs comes off. Obviously no help to either player.
1 million.
Back on Jeremy, and this time he's coming out to bet $1 million.
Just in case his opponent's got a straight draw or something. I'm going to give him a free draw at it, so he fires out $1 million. And Olivier is wondering what's going on now. I raised before the flop. The guy didn't re-raise me. I bet on the flop. He called, and all of a sudden he's going to lead out on the turn.
There is.
And Olivier Just not buying the fact that this guy's got top pair.
Now, Olivier, a heads-up specialist, plays 40 sit-and-goes a day, he says.
All in.
He's coming back over the top, and look at this. Jeremy all in on him.
He wins.
And I mean all in without taking a breath. Olivier disgustingly throwing his hands away.
Unreal.
And he is saying, whoa. Well, Jeremy's buddies standing up. They know he's getting close to crossing the finish line now with all the cash.
You got me there, sweetheart?
Unbelievable.
My girl.
Now look at this.
You are my girl.
Guy's seen too many Bruce Willis movies. He is exuding confidence at this moment, taking down the chips, flirting with the ladies.
Now, why not? Life is good here in Atlantic City for Jeremy right now.
Let's go back to this hand. It's on Olivier. This time just a jack 6 of hearts.
All in, Ski.
We're going to raise it again, Vince. Never calls on the button. He raises it every time.
Jeremy says all in again.
Well, you'd think the heads-up specialist might realize now. He's got to wake up and smell the coffee here, Vince, in my mind. Try to keep the pot smaller.
Cheers, guys.
This guy just comes over the top of him every time and takes the pots away from him.
Get a beer.
Well, there you see the graph that shows Jeremy Brown has 94% of the chips in play. That is a massive chip lead. It looks like it's just a matter of time before he crosses the finish line and takes this title.
You know, Jeremy's an amazing person. He's going to be the only guy maybe to take home a WPT title, close to $1 million, and then go directly to AA.
500.
Well, he's got the king, queen of spade here, a big hand in heads up. He makes it a $500,000 to go. Says his favorite hand is the king, queen of diamonds, but I'm sure right now
Get another cocktail?
this one will do just fine to get the chips in there.
Oh, boy. My kind of guy right here.
Olivier better be very careful here, Vince. He's dominated, as we can see. It's king, queen versus queen 6. Yes, he's got a short stack of chips. At some point, you got to make a move with him, but is this the time you want to set him out there with just this hand? He prides himself on being a heads-up specialist. That's all he does professionally is play online heads-up tournaments.
You win.
He opts to lay it down. A good lay down here by Olivier, but Jeremy has a massive chip lead, about 95% of the chips.
Thought you were coming in there.
There is a big bully here at Borgata, and it's Jeremy Brown.
I was ready for it.
Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. The accountant out of New York, $29 million in chips.
It must be all the beer that I'm drinking. It's messing with my head.
He is crushing Olivier Busquet, who has about $1.5 million. He is hanging on by dental floss at this point. Back down to the cards. It's going to be on Olivier. Can he come back?
Well, that's a good way to start right here. He picks up ace-queen on the button. Blinds are 1 in 200,000, so he's going all in right here.
It doesn't quite get the action he wanted.
Well, Jeremy with the 7 deuce.
He wanted me to call him. He wanted me to call him. He can't believe that I didn't call him. He wanted it.
Well, you are exactly right about that, Jeremy.
You know, all those pros that say,
He can't believe it.
you know, go to the table, your best game, never drink at the table. They're wrong, okay? Jeremy is living proof of that. But with that pot, the antes have gone up to 30,000, and the blinds are 122.40, Mike.
Tell you one thing, Vince, if Jeremy wins this, beer sales will go up around the country in every home poker game for sure.
All right, I'm all in.
He's having fun. Now, Jeremy this time with queen 9. He says all in. Olivier mumbling to himself. He's just got jack 7 of clubs.
Well, Vince, he also understands that he's a massive chip underdog right now. Sometimes you just have to gamble in hopes to double up to make something happen.
To be a cocktail?
Get momentum on your side. The question is, do you want to do it with this hand right here?
I need one. Yeah, please. Can I get a drink? Jesus.
Sometimes players, you know, act like they're drinking a lot of beer, like they're getting, you know, cockeyed, and they're really not. This is not the case for Jeremy.
Right now he's got the best hand with the queen high.
Thirsty over here.
Olivier with a tough decision here as to what to do. Does he want to gamble with this hand?
I'm on E.
Like W.C. Fields here. Just give me another cocktail, give me a beer, and let me win the money.
That's so sick. Okay, call.
Well, look at this.
Well, it could be over right here.
You were racing.
Says we're racing, not exactly. Jeremy is a 3-2 favorite to win this pot and take this title right here.
It could all come down to this. The very confident Jeremy Brown.
Well, he's raising the roof already, Vance, but it's not over yet. We haven't seen a flop yet.
The comes the first three.
Oh, it's 10-9 deuce.
Oh, Jeremy hitting his pair of nines out in front.
No 8.
Well, an 8
Or
does
jack.
give Olivier a straight,
Or
so he
jack.
needs an 8 or a jack to take the lead.
Olivier needs it desperately.
Oh, he hits a jack on the turn. It is a jack of diamonds, though. This card does give Jeremy a flush draw and a
I
straight
got a
draw.
diamond, a king, or an 8.
Or a queen or a 9.
Or 9. A diamond, king, 8, 9. I got a ton of outs. So many outs.
He is right about that. A ton of outs.
So many outs. I should just close my eyes and go to bed.
But right now, Olivier out in front with a shot to double up.
Can he make it happen right now and take down the title? Jeremy Brown
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
thinks it's coming.
Well, it's not.
Good hand.
So the match continue as Olivier doubles up.
Yep, the only thing that's coming for Jeremy for sure is a wicked hangover.
Nice call. Hey, you had to do it.
But he still has a ton of chips. Taking control. We'll be back for more on the World Poker Tour with 3.3 million in chips. The heads-up specialist, first to act here right now. Can he come back here tonight? He's got a queen, 8 of diamonds in his hand.
Olivier, a Cornell graduate, a philosophy major.
Olivier's with the button. Now he's just going to call it with a queen, 8 of diamonds.
I check.
Well, first time we've seen this play, Olympian.
And Jeremy not going to raise with a king, 4 of spades.
Now here comes a flop. 9-5-3, no help to either player. Now Jeremy checks. And the aggressive instincts of Olivier take over as he fires out 250,000.
Always picking the wrong spots. 500.
Shakes his head and raises.
Well, unbelievable. Now here he's acting weak, and he really is weak, Vince. He comes over the top with a raise, a min raise, as we say, a minimum raise, up to 500,000. Well, it shows him the king, 4 of spades.
Oh.
Doesn't phase Olivier. He's actually showing him the best hand, but he's just showing him he's capable of making a move once in a while, I guess.
Yep, mixing up his acting job. And to this hand we go. Olivier picking up a pair of ladies, pair of queens.
Well, right now, Olivier looks down at 2 queens, and he's hoping this Penn State grad will raise him this time, I promise you. See what he's going to do now. He limped in. That didn't work. Now he's going to double the size of the blind.
I really hope we can dance right now.
This is the minimum raise you can make, 480,000.
I call.
Jeremy, was he 9-7 of diamonds, is going to bite. Makes the call.
I check to the better.
Jeremy checking in the blind.
Most all poker pros would make the call with the 9-7 of diamonds. Here comes the flop. Well, it's come 6-5-3. Gives Jeremy a 2-way straight draw, as we say, but the 2 queens of Olivier the best hand, and he's betting 400,000.
Just 400?
Well, he says just 400 because there's over $1 million in the pot when he bet the 400,000.
When in Rome.
Jeremy knows it's suspicious, but he has a big drawing
So
hand.
Jeremy has made the call now. A diamond comes off.
I check to the better.
This gives Jeremy a flush draw as well as his 2-way straight draw.
But he's going to check. Nevertheless, now it's on Olivier. He got the overpair.
Yeah, there's 1.8 million in the pot.
All in.
He's got a little bit more than that left and moves all in.
Good bet.
How much is it?
Well, it looks to me like close to 2 million.
Ah, this sucks.
He's going into the standing think mode right now.
A huge draw right now, dude. Monster draw.
Sure does have a big draw.
Pop your ass right now.
As the cards lie, Olivier over a 2-1 favorite to win this pot.
Holy shit.
You have a big draw and you're thinking about folding?
He's got the 2-way straight draw and the flush draw.
What are you trying to get me to fold now?
It's like a 20th of your stack. Why wouldn't you just call it?
What, do you have a
big
3-5?
draw? No, I don't.
You promise?
Yeah, you're not dead, I promise. I promise, you're not dead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you're not dead.
He's telling me he's not dead. He wants him to make this call, Vince.
2 overs, 2 straight draws, flush draw. Oh, what? God.
How could you even fold that hand?
I call you.
Oh. And he's getting called. So he's getting his wish. Now let's see if it backfires on him or not. If Jeremy catches an 8, a 4, or a diamond, he'll be our champion. Otherwise, Olivier will double up.
You talked me into it.
Yes, he did, just like you talked in another opponent early on. It happens at this game.
Well, let's see if it works or not. Well, the ace of clubs comes off. So Olivier reels him into the pot, and he doubles up because of it.
Nicely done. He's pecking his way back.
You talked me into that. I should have folded that.
Exciting, bizarre action continuing.
I need a bathroom break, so I'll take it.
Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action in just a moment.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Olivier says, I just hope to stick around so that this Jeremy can make a mistake. Let's see if it'll happen. Action going to Jeremy Brown, the accountant out of New York. He's got a 10-4.
Well, in my view, here's a mistake, Vince. He's making a minimum raise with this garbage hand. Virtually, his opponent's priced in to call 300,000 more with any two cards that he has. And I say if you're going to raise it with a junk hand, make a big raise where your opponent might get out of the pot. But that wouldn't happen in this case because Olivier has picked up ace-king. But still, a very peculiar raise in my mind to raise it a minimum amount with such a junk hand.
Well, Olivier's got a big hand, ace-king. He's got some decisions to make here. Push it now, play it coy, and just call. We will see.
Well, a lot of top players say an ace-king is still a drawing hand. You got to catch something to really have something. So I'll be shocked if he doesn't raise it here. And indeed, he does raise it to 1.7 million.
Ouch.
That's why I hate this minimum raise with this garbage hand of a 10-4 offsuit.
And the accountant cannot like those odds. Now, will he make this call?
What do you have behind you?
What do you have behind, he's saying?
About 4 million.
4 behind you still?
You're going to see it all in there in case you raise it here, Jeremy. I can tell you that.
Two New Yorkers with a chance of a lifetime battling wits right now.
You want to dance right now? We can do it.
I don't want to see you guys dance right now, personally. But maybe you could just fold the hand and move on.
Oh, boy.
No?
Just trying to get him to talk.
Olivia would like to dance right now, I can tell you that. Not on the dance floor, though. On the green felt.
All right, we'll save the last dance for another time.
Oh, boy, he worked on those stale lines, but nevertheless makes the right decision, gets out of the way. And right now, Olivier's girlfriend, Lorelei, will be talking to us in the audience.
He seems to work very well under pressure. You know, he's sort of like the comeback kid, so I'm not worried about it. You know, he's down a little bit, but as you know, things can change very quickly.
Well, Lorelei, very confident in her man there.
Yeah, she definitely believes in him.
And I'll tell you, he looks confident playing heads up, even though Jeremy's got the big chip lead.
He was down to only 1.5 million at one time in this heads-up battle. He's battled back, but this hand, Jeremy Brown, has a jack-8 and the button,
17.
and is going to raise.
Well, he's made it 750,000 to go. Remember, blinds are 150 and 300,000, so it's going to cost Olivier 450,000 to make the call, and he does so with the 10-9.
Okay, here comes the flop.
Oh, what a flop.
Wow, look at this. Olivier's flopped the nuts, top straight.
He's got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No hand can beat him right now. Action's on Olivier.
And Jeremy with the top pair of 8s.
This could spell a little trouble for him.
All in.
What?
All in.
Call.
And he's leading out in betting, Vince, not checking the nuts. And quickly all in by Jeremy Brown.
And Olivier quickly called, of course.
Unbelievable. And Vince, believe it or not, I don't really fault Jeremy for making this play. You just can't expect your opponent's going to flop a straight and then lead right out and bet into you. You think you might have something like a 7-9, a pair with a straight draw, something like that. But right now, he's going to have to hit 2 runners to stay alive. Well, there's one of them. A jack comes off. Jeremy can catch a jack or an 8.
It's a good sweat.
And this tournament will be history.
That was really an interesting card.
The hope is still alive. of knocking out Olivier Busquet. We will see. We're going down to the river.
Well, it's a 7. So Olivier has done it again. He has doubled up. And Vince, you can sure feel the momentum changing in this match. I can tell you that. A minute ago, this guy had a 19-1 chip lead over him. Now it's less than 2-1.
Jesus.
The match will continue. Jeremy Brown taking his lumps right now. He's taking it back. He's guzzling more beer. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go again. Ace-king again for Olivier.
Well, right now Olivier is catching cards, as we say. Couldn't come at a better time for him. He's going to raise it the minimum to 600,000.
Jeremy with a quick, frustrated call with queen, deuce of clubs.
Well, you can't blame him for calling with that, but it's come ace, king, 6.
Top 2 for Olivier.
My girl.
And Jeremy Brown now, first to act, caught nothing on that flop.
I checked her better.
He's going to check it. Now, do you play it slow? No, not if you're Olivier. Come out and bet.
That's 800,000.
I raised.
Oh no, he's imploding before our very eyes. And the accountant's going to raise with nothing.
2.4.
Oh.
2.4 million he makes it.
Oh, wow. Should have cut off Dean Martin a few drinks ago.
Well, he's raised at 1.6 million. That play is not going to work here against the top 2 pair. And look at this. This is a very calculated re-raise. It's exactly 1.6 million more. In other words, Olivier made the minimum raise possible in this situation to try to lure his opponent to keep coming.
And the Jeremy cannot like this right now. Sometimes you got to realize when the jig is up, you took your shot, bad timing, misread, move on.
3 million more.
But
he's going to re-raise, Vince.
Oh, no.
Can you believe this?
On top of the 1.6.
He's raising at 3 million more on top of the 1.6.
This is the train wreck off the mountain cliff in slow-mo.
I mean, Vince, he's got no hand and no draw. Even if he had queen jack in this spot, at least he could catch a 10 to make it straight. Here he's got to hit 2 running deuces, 2 running queens, or a running jack 10, but he's never going to get that opportunity because Olivier is going to go all in right here to shut him out of this pot. Unbelievable. Jeremy Brown really misstepping it on this hand here.
Yeah, this is a charity play, and finally mucks his hand.
Well, Vince, Olivier predicted that this guy would make a mistake. We've seen it happen.
Olivier Busquet is now our new chip leader. The wheels have come off for Jeremy Brown. Stay with us. We're coming back with more heads-up action on the World Poker Tour.
So for the first time tonight in this heads-up battle, Olivier Busquet has the chip lead. He's got nearly 18.6 million. Jeremy Brown with 12 million.
Yeah, that is true. And the antes and blinds are going up. $40,000 antes. Blinds will be 200 and 400,000. To the table we go. Action on Jeremy Brown.
800.
He's got king queen this time. He's going to raise.
Well, again, the minimum raise makes it 800,000.
Olivier with a king 9 is quickly called.
Now flop comes queen 10-9. Great flop for Jeremy here. He's out in front with the 2 queens. They both have the same straight draw. Olivier has bottom pair.
Check.
Yep, Olivier checks.
800.
Now Jeremy is going to bet his top pair.
He's bet 800,000 and he's called by Olivier. I think he's getting called here, Vince, because not only the bottom pair but the straight draw. And Olivier knows this guy's been on tilt. Both players now have 2 pairs. Jeremy out in front.
Check.
Olivier checks.
Both players, of course, fearful that their opponent has a jack in their hand, which would give him a straight.
And Jeremy behind him has checked it. And a queen on the river.
Dream card for Jeremy there. He now has a full house. Now, Olivier thinks his kings up are good here.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's trying to make a value bet here.
That's a $1.2 million bet.
Oh, look at this. The knuckle cracking again. The nonchalant look out into space.
I raise.
Like I don't know what to do. Well, he announces raise after cracking his knuckles.
4.5.
He's going to make it 4.5 million.
Jeremy's friends playing footsies there.
Well, Olivier just saw this guy bluff off a lot of money and turned up that queen deuce a minute ago when he had aces and kings. So he's wondering, is the guy trying to make another play? Is he just trying to show off for his buddies and making a raise when he doesn't have anything again?
So confused right here.
There's Lorelei, Olivier's girlfriend.
I don't think that makes sense to me.
I mean, virtually all he can beat is a bluff here, Vince. I mean, if the guy had a king in his hand, he would not raise it in this spot.
Why my instincts are telling me to call?
He must have a full house or a straight to make a raise here.
Call.
Oh, wow.
Well, Olivier's going to make the call, and he is not going to like it as Jeremy turns up a full house.
Yeah, full house is good. King's full is good.
And the Brew Boys cheer.
I don't have a jack, no. I had a king. He never raises a jack ever. It's back call.
He's talking to his fans, trying to explain why he made that call on the river.
Nice hand, bro. Very nice. Well played.
Oh, we have a new chip leader again.
No, I know, I'm
Flip
just
flop
saying.
back to Jeremy Brown, the accountant.
Nice hand.
Got over
Nice
18
hand. Well
million, and now Olivier's got down to 12 million.
Yeah, back to the table we go.
Action on Olivier.
And he looks down at the highway patrol hand. We've seen that hand a lot here, a 10-4 over and out at this final table. Here it's the 10-4 hearts.
Yep, he's raised with it, makes it 800,000. Jeremy with a 9 deuce of diamonds, gonna call.
I think he's on a little roll right now. And indeed he is. And there comes the flop.
Flop comes up 8-7-4.
600.
And Jeremy's gonna try to steal this, bet 600,000. Olivier with a pair of fours, Jeremy with nothing.
Well, Olivier's looking him up with bottom pair here. And rightfully so. Oh, jack of diamonds comes off. So there on the flop, Jeremy bet with no hand and no draw. All of a sudden he's got a straight draw and a flush draw.
Check.
But he's gonna check this time. And Olivier behind him is gonna check. Going to the river.
Oh, the queen of diamonds comes off. This gives Jeremy a flush. He is going to win this pot. Now he's going to try to figure out how he can extract chips from his opponent.
Just a beautiful river card.
Well, there's about 2.8 million in the pot.
1.4.
He's going to bet half of that amount. He's going to bet 1.4 million.
Nicely calculated by the accountant.
Well, if you're sitting in Olivier's seat, you're saying, what could this guy have? You don't put him on a backdoor diamond flush draw. The guy bet on the flop, so you're not going to put him on 2 diamonds here. In fact, when you play poker, very rare do you put a guy on a backdoor flush, as we say, where he catches 1 trump card on the turn and 1 on the river. If he's got it, but you just don't put him on it. So he's going to pay him off a bottom pair. All he can beat's a stone bluff.
Flush. Wow.
And Olivier says, wow, because he bet with a 9 deuce on that flop.
Oh, sick.
And that's why he's so surprised.
Incredibly stunned. Olivier shaking his head. Jeremy Brown starting to stretch out his lead.
So sick. 9-2.
Stay tuned. We're coming back with more exciting action from Borgata in just a moment.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Out in front with 21 million. Olivier Busquet with 8.9 million, Mike.
Action's on Olivier. He looks down at the 9-5 of spades on the button.
Blinds 200 and 400,000. Very hefty.
And he's going to make it 800,000 to go.
2 million straight.
And look at this, 2 million by Jeremy Brown with the 4 deuce offsuit.
Oh, just a Gus Hansen play, a junk hand.
And he's got the chip lead again. He's just trying to apply pressure where the guy will go away. It might work here, because that's a hefty raise when you're just looking at 9-5. But he's going to make the call. So Olivier gambling here with the 9-5 of spade. See if it pays off for him. He's flopped the flush draws. Come King Jack 7 with 2 spades. And this is what happens when you raise out of position. You're almost committed to fire at this pot, even though you only have a 4 deuce offsuit here.
But he's going
$3 million.
to keep this lie going here. He's bet $3 million.
On.
And quickly,
Whoa.
Olivier has gone all in with the flush draw.
Yes, he has. Really quite uncallable at this point, and Jeremy finally has to lay it down.
Well, that's the problem sometimes when you raise with those garbage hands, the 4 deuce offsuit, because now after the flop, you got to commit more chips to the pot. And there's a case that he could have just saved $4.4 million in chips if he just mucks his hand.
Are they bringing the water over here or what?
Oh, look at this, Jeremy for the first time tonight asking for water. I say bring it with 3 aspirins and some black coffee.
Man, he's still the chip leader. If I could give Jeremy one poker lesson real quick, it would be that money saved is money earned. You're allowed to fold when the guy raises once in a while.
I call.
Check.
Blinds going up to 250 and 500,000. Jeremy with Queen 9 has just called. And Olivier with 10-8, content to see the flop.
And flop comes 10-7-7. So Olivier out in front with 10s up. He's going to check.
750.
Jeremy gonna bet
750,000 is the bet.
with just Queen high.
And he's going to get called right here.
Yep, and look at this. Jeremy sees the humor in life even when he has nothing.
And now a jack comes off.
Check.
And it does give Jeremy an open-end straight draw here. Olivier checks, and Jeremy checks right behind him. Now another 10 comes off at the river. This gives a full house to Olivier.
Yep, he's first to act, getting the chips out.
Yeah, Olivier is going to bet 800,000 here. There's virtually no hand that Jeremy can beat here. If his opponent had an 8-9, he's got a straight. If he had a 10 or a 7, he's got a full house. If he's got an ace high, he's beat.
2.7.
Call.
He's going to raise it here.
Oh boy. And he gets a quick call, of course, by Olivier.
Well, Olivier's 10s full are going to take down that pot, but that was just a mental block by Jeremy Brown, in my opinion, there.
You're right about even.
There's no hand he can beat. Once the guy calls you on the flop, give the hand up. You can't beat anything.
Coming back with more action. Stay with us on the World Poker Tour.
About a dead heat right now, Vince. As you said, if somebody winning the blinds could change the chip lead now, that's how small it is.
1,000.
Million, you meant?
Yeah. Sorry.
Jeremy with a King 5 this time. He's raised it to $1 million. Olivier looks like he's going to call with just a Jack 10.
All right, so here we go. Comes the flop. Let's come Jack 9-5.
Check.
Great flop for Olivier. He's out front with 2 jacks and checks.
And Jeremy catching a pair of 5s here, also going to check.
He checked bottom pair there. Good discipline. Now a 9 comes off. Both players have 2 pair. Olivier has the top 2 pair. Jeremy has the bottom 2 pair. Olivier is going to come out and bet $1.5 million here.
I call.
Jeremy stands him down, doesn't believe him. He's going to make this call. So a big pot brewing right now between these two men. As the crowd stares on, river card coming up.
Well, the 4 hearts comes off. This card could spell trouble for Jeremy because it's no flush card, no straight card, no overcards.
Olivier, will he put in the value bet?
3.5.
I call.
3.5 million.
And quickly called by Jeremy.
Have a jack.
Oh.
Yes, an angry quick call.
Well, you can't really blame him for calling there with 2 5s, Vince.
No.
Looked like his opponent could add a straight draw or flush draw real easy the way that hand was played.
Wow.
Unfortunately for Jeremy, he takes another $5 million hit.
Ooh, really nice hand there.
He's talking to himself right now. Been playing for a long time. Jeremy started playing in college. Said he was a madman. Well, he's proven that here tonight as well. But he's going after close to $1 million. That's the difference. To this hand we go. Olivier this time with ace 3.
Call.
Any ace high in a heads-up situation is a pretty good hand, but he just limps in.
1.5 total.
And Jeremy Brown has a pair of ladies, queens. And he's going to raise it.
Yep, he's made it $1.5 million, and he's been called.
So this could be a good one. Here's the flop.
Now flop comes 9-7 deuce with 2 hearts.
Queens well out in front. It's on him, and he's betting $2 million.
Well, he slams $2 million in the pot. Olivier quickly gives it up.
Yeah, no games by Olivier. Nice lay down.
A mild comeback by Jeremy on that hand anyway.
So Olivier still out in front, guarding his money well. Can he finish off young Jeremy Brown? We will see. Jeremy this time with a lousy 5-deuce.
He's got the 5 deuce of spade. He's on the button.
1.2.
Well, these are the kind of hands I think that have got him in trouble here. He raised with the 4 deuce. He raised with all these hands.
He takes chances. Yeah, 1.2 million. And Olivier with an ace-4 makes the call. Here we go with the first 3. And look at this 3 of a kind for Olivier.
Unbelievable. It's come 4-4-3. He checks the 3 4s. Jeremy has the open-end straight draw.
All in.
Call.
And he goes all in. Well, Olivier's quickly called him, and unfortunately for Jeremy, the ace won't help him.
He's got to be dead. I have a 4.
He must catch a 6. So Olivier well out front there, about an 85% favorite to win this pot.
3-4 ace. 3-4 ace. Come on. 3-4 ace.
5.
Olivier Busquet has come back from 19-1 difference in chips in this final heads-up action. Has it all on the line right now.
A 6 is the only card on the turn that'll give Jeremy the lead. He could catch 2 running spades.
Oh, that's 1 of spades.
Well, there's one of them. Any spade but the 3 of spade will now win the pot for Jeremy, as well as a 6.
The crowd on their feet, as is Jeremy. He needs some luck.
Hold.
Can this be it?
Well, Olivier knows he's 1 card away from winning this title, and a 5 comes up. He's done it. He's going to win the pot with 3 4s. Olivier has made the greatest comeback in the history of the World Poker Tour, playing heads up. That's amazing.
He goes over to his friends, hugs for all.
Well, boys, let's cheers to that one.
$1 million, my man.
As Jeremy meets the Blue Boys and slugs down another.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Table of the Festa al Lago at Bellagio about to get underway. We started 4 days ago with 275 players. We are down to these 6. The winner tonight is going to take home over $1.2 million.
That's right, and as you can see, Freddy Deeb out in front. He's the chip leader at this point. The antes are 5,000, blinds are 40 and 80,000. Let's go to the table. Action on Tommy Vedes. He is from Queens, New York, living in Vegas now. Full-time professional poker player. And he quickly folds his hand.
Round to the youngster, Jason Lavallee. He goes out.
Craig Crivello also out. And now Freddy Deeb, the chip leader. He looks down at a pair of 5s. And by the way, it was confirmed that Freddy and actor Danny DeVito were separated at birth. We thought it was just a rumor before, but it's true.
Well, Freddy's got 2 5s here. He's an aggressive player. Going to raise on the button. Makes it $250,000 to go.
Yes, he does. Into the young 22-year-old Jason Burt from Newport Beach, California. And he's got ace-8.
Well, here's a graduate of Caltech. Majored in mechanical engineering, now a full-time poker player.
He's the short stack, and this is his first WPT event, Mike.
I'm all in.
And look at this, he says all in.
What a bold play by the youngster here on deal number 1 at this final table.
All right, next to act, Shawn Cunix. He's an entrepreneur out of Columbus, Ohio. He folds his hand.
And he's sending a message to Freddie. You may be a 2-time WPT champ, but I'm here now, my friend.
And back around to Freddie. What a decision on hand number 1.
At best, Freddie knows in a race situation, meaning his opponent's got 2 overcards, but in case his opponent has an overpair, Freddie would be a huge underdog here. So he's going to lay it down, but chalk that up to the aggressive play of Jason Burt. Well done there. He understands Freddie's an aggressive player. He's the chip leader, probably making a position raise on the button. Just moved in and picked up that pot beautifully.
Very nicely done. 22 years old. Jason Burt taking hand 1. Let's go to hand 2. Craig Crivello, a former iron worker out of Milwaukee.
Pretty good hand.
And he's going to fold his hand. Back around to Freddy Deeb.
Oh, look at this, Vince. Freddie has picked up 2 queens. He just got burned with 2 5s when the guy came over the top. He's looking for somebody to come over the top of him here, I promise you. Comes in for $255,000.
Jason Burt folding, but Shawn Cunix, he's got a pair of 8s.
Shawn, the only non-professional poker player at the table. He's an entrepreneur. Lives in Columbus, Ohio, an Ohio State Buckeye, I might add.
There's his wife, Chris, sweating her man. Shawn has 3 kids. Not a professional player, but he's going to make a professional call right there.
Made the call with 2 8s here. Tommy goes out.
Jason Lavallee from Montreal also going out.
So Freddy Deeb in great shape here with the overpair. 2 queens versus 2 8s. Here comes the flop. Let's come King 10-4. You're always leery when overcards come out there over your pair.
Yeah, Freddy checks. He said, why did that have to happen? Now look at that little ornament on the cards there.
Well, Vince, that's a soccer figurine that was on his son's birthday cake. He wants to prove to his son that you can do anything if you try. He said he could be on television playing poker. Here he is. Let's see if he can win this thing.
Well, look at this. He's bet $350,000 and Freddy's not folding.
Freddy's made the call with the 2 queens. Now 6 comes off.
No help to either player. Freddy again gonna check. He's just worried that Shawn might have the overpair. Has the king. It's a good poker face by the non-professional player.
Wow, and he fires again, this time $600,000.
Boldly bet. Look at Freddy. Patient. Says I call.
I'll tell you, it's not that easy of a call to make against an amateur player who fires twice when there's a king out there. Now an ace comes off. Neither player going to like that card. See what Freddy's going to do now. Well, he's going to check again. Shawn checks right behind him. So the 2-time WPT champ is going to win this pot with 2 queens.
Oh boy, look at that look by Chris, Shawn's wife. Freddy Deeb playing patiently there, takes down a nice pot, extends his chip lead.
What do you have, Shawn?
You'll see it on TV.
And we are just getting started here at the Festa al Lago. Things are heating up. A poor man's George Clooney, if you ask me. Used to be an iron worker out of Milwaukee, and he quickly folds his hand, as does Freddy Deeb.
Well, the youngster, Jason Burt, now looks down at the 5-6 of clubs. He throws it away.
Shawn Cunix, the only amateur player at the table, so-called, goes out as well. And now Tommy Vedes from Queens, New York, with an ace 3 of diamonds. He's going to bump it up.
Oh, 3s.
Jason Lavallee with Jack 10 of clubs.
He's got those suited connectors you want to see flops with. Looks like he's contemplating whether he should call or raise here.
Young kid, 23 years old, an online professional out of Montreal, is going to make the call. Here's Jason's friends.
Comes a flop. Wow, what a flop for Jason. It's come Queen 10-9 with 2 clubs. He's got a pair and an open-end straight flush draw. And Tommy is reaching for chips. Remember, he's from Queens. He understands that usually the guy that gets the first blow in the fight wins the fight. So he's going to try to get a blow in here with the continuation bet, but it's not going to work.
He could get blown right out of this. $440,000 he's bet into the kid.
Come on.
Jason Lavallee says all in.
Well, you can't blame him, Vince. Everybody's going all in with that hand. It doesn't matter what your opponent has. You got outs to win the pot when you flop an open-end straight flush draw. So Tommy is just posturing here right now. 0 chance he's going to make this call. His buddy, Michael, the grinder Mizrachi, watching him play here. The grinder, a 2-time WPT champ himself. Right now, disappointed his buddy goes out, but he'd be grateful if he saw their hands.
That is just too much heat by Jason Lavallee. Online pro. You know what, if they had to cast him in the movie, he could actually look like he's right straight from the farm. Works the farm, has a little hayseed in his hair, if you ask me.
Yeah, it looks like you could put him on the tractor there, Vince. He actually worked at McDonald's for 3 months.
He did, didn't he?
He said he made $1 million last year playing poker, so looks like poker's a little better than flipping burgers.
All right, back down to the felt. Another young guy, Jason Burt out of Newport Beach, California, 22 years old. He quickly folds his hand. Shawn Cunix also going away.
Well, Tommy Vedes lays his hand down here.
Back to Lavallee.
And he's on the button. He looks down at King, Queen of Diamonds. Nice hand on the button.
Yeah, quality hand. Looks around to see who he has to compete against.
I actually like that. He looks at his opponents first before he makes the size of his bet. He just doubles the bet, makes the minimum raise up to 160,000.
Craig Crivello folding. So the only one to beat is Freddy Deeb. Now he's in the big blind already. He's got a miserable looking 5-3.
Well, Freddie's what we call a defender in the trade, meaning if he's got a blind out there, he likes to defend it, as you're seeing right here. Him and Gus Hansen are big defenders of the blind.
Gotta keep the pot
Hard to
small.
push them around.
If I win this pot, I want to still go to the barbecue, though. Remember that.
All right, here's
For
the
sure.
flop, and look at this. Huge there for Lavallee, 3 of a kind.
Check.
Well, Freddie's flopped a pair also.
Yeah.
He's checked. Jason has bet 250,000.
He sure has, but Freddy coming back over the top to make it 500,000, trying to find out where he is.
I like this raise by Freddy Deeb. I say I like it because you can find out where you are. If your opponent had ace-jack or ace-10, something like that, he's probably going to lay it down now when you raise him back. If the guy makes this call, Freddy can tread a little more lightly the rest of the way. And obviously, we know Jason's at least going to call, if not re-raise, and he does make the call.
How's that treading now, Mike?
Well, let's see what happens.
All right, going to the turn.
6 of spade comes off. I guess as neither player is going to like this card. They'll be fearful their opponent made a flush. So Freddie's going to check. I would think Jason would be a little leery of that spade himself. Remember, Freddie check raised him on the flop, but these youngsters have no fear, Vince.
That's not what they taught him at McDonald's. He's going to bet it. It looks like 650,000.
Oh boy. No special for Freddie. 650,000 to him.
How's that special sauce there for you, Freddie?
Well, I think it's an easy getaway for Freddie now. Whatever his opponent had, whether he had a king in his hand, an overpair, 2 spades, whatever he had, he's got Freddie beat now.
Get out. No parting gifts for you, Fred.
What you got left?
Oh, this is how much you got. He wants to talk a little bit.
Well, Freddie does have
About
a spade
1.3.
draw. He could win the pot if a spade came off. But
That's about right.
That would be a disaster for the tractor kid.
I think Freddie's just posturing here. He likes to talk a lot at the table, likes to get his opponents to talk, and he does lay the hand down. So the youngster, Jason Lavallee, taking down another pot. Now, Freddie might have saved money by making that minimum raise on the flop, even though
Thank you,
it seemed a little
Festa.
startling that he would raise when the guy had 3 kings, but he doesn't know he's got 3 kings. So if you raise it there, if the guy has nothing, maybe he's even got an overpair, he might get away from the hand and let you have it.
All right, right back at him. Jason Lavallee now in second chip position with 3.3 million. Action goes right to him.
Oh, and look at this, Vince.
Oh,
the
boy.
kid not only plays good, he's a card rack.
Pair of aces.
Unbelievable. He just flopped 3 kings. Very next hand, he picks up 2 aces.
All right, he's raised it to 205. Quick folds around to Jason Burt. Jason's got ace-10 here in a decision.
Well, it is a big decision here. Pretty good hand. He knows the youngster raised under the gun, as we say, so usually you give a guy credit for a stronger hand here, but that's quite a laydown by Jason Burt there.
Yeah, he's going to muck. Shawn Cunix also going away. So now Tommy Vedes in the big blind, already invested.
Well, the raise was only to 205,000. So 355,000 in the pot, going to cost him 135,000 more to make the call if he wants to gamble here.
And he has done it. So two-way action. You got 10-8 up against a pair of aces. The dramatic hand. Here comes the first 3.
Well, Tommy has flopped an open-end straight draw as it comes Jack 9-6.
Not too bad. He checks it.
7 or a queen would give him a straight.
And what is the young man from Montreal going to do now? Got your aces. Only his second WPT tournament and his second cash, of course, and he's going to bet it.
Yep, he bets 280,000 and quickly called by Tommy.
Tommy's going nowhere.
And he's looking for a 7 or a queen, where his opponent will be drawing dead.
Let's see if he gets strike lucky right now.
Well, a 3 comes off. Tommy checks again. If you're the youngster, in case your opponent's got some type of pair, whether it's jacks or eights or some type of straight draw, you don't want to give him a free card to make his hand. So
Tommy would love a free card.
He's not going to get one, though, from this guy.
No. 520,000. Tommy's thinking this guy's getting more annoying than Carrot Top.
Well, Look at the size of the bets this youngster is making. It's like he's reeling him in. He bet about half the size of the pot on the flop. He's bet about half the size of the pot here on the turn. And because of the size of that bet, it's enticing to want to call to try to hit that straight.
The grinder there in the front row saying, get lucky, my friend. I have no idea what you have, but it's tough to watch in the audience when you don't see the cards. Just sweating your friends, but he's gonna call.
And he's gonna gamble here, Vince. He makes the call here.
Yeah, he's shooting for the gold.
Over $2 million in the pot now.
Going down to the river. And the guy from Queens get lucky. Nope.
Now King of Diamonds comes off. Action on Tommy again.
Make a play at this. That's all you can possibly do. No, he's checking.
The youngster thinking about betting his aces here, but not crazy about a bet here. The only way you're going to get called is if you're beat.
Yeah, no percentage in that, but nevertheless, he has no fear. 850,000.
Well, the value of betting is you don't have to show the two aces, Vince.
That's true.
So Tommy does muck his hand. Yep. And the 23-year-old on a roll right now.
Jason Lavallee got to be very happy. We're coming back in just a moment.
There you see our chip leader, Jason Lavallee, has a slight chip lead over two-time WPT champ Freddy Deeb. Those are the percentages of chips that each player has, as you can see on that chart.
Freddy Deeb going after his third WPT title. Will he get it here tonight? Let's go to the table. Action on Craig Crivello out of Milwaukee. This time Craig has a pair of fives, pretty good starting hand.
The guy used to walk on those beams in the high-rise buildings they were building, Vince. So playing on the green felt's got to be easy for this guy.
It's before he became a stand-in for George Clooney. But now he's going to raise with his hand 240,000 on Freddy Deeb.
Freddy Deeb's got the ace-4 hearts.
And he also has the shiniest head in America, I have to say.
Well, when you have a suited ace and your name is Freddy Deeb, you're playing.
Cool.
Loves the action. He makes this call now. Young Jason Burt, just a 7-4, mucks his hand. Around to Shawn Cunix,
the entrepreneur with 2 6s on the button.
Yeah. Only amateur at the table, so-called amateur, I should say.
You don't mind playing middle and smallish pairs here because they're easy hands to play. You either hit a set on the flop or you get out if people start betting.
Man, now Tommy Vedes, he's got a decent king queen. What players? We're seeing everyone jump in. He's called.
Why wouldn't you call? There's 870,000 in the pot already, so he does make the call.
And now Jason Lavallee, our chip leader, with 9-7 of spades.
Well, he's going to call too, Vince. We're going to have 5-way action here.
Get in the bathtub, Jason.
Why not? It's a party.
It is. Very rare on the WPT. 5-way action.
Well, over 1.2 million in the pot right now, and we haven't even got to the flop. Oh, it's come king, queen, 6.
Whoa.
Tommy Vedes has flopped the top 2 pair. Action is on him.
Shawn Cunix with a set of 6s. Tommy Vedes with his 2-pair quickly checks, as does Jason Lavallee and Craig Crivello.
Check.
Freddy checks. Round to the button to the entrepreneur with 3 6s. He is sitting pretty right now. Go Bucks.
Gotta be exciting. What will he bet? Do it, Shawn. 720,000.
Shawn, a graduate in marketing from Ohio State University, fires out 720,000.
All
Tommy Vedes has to go all in. He does.
Well, you can't blame him for going all in. All that money out there, and you flop top 2 pair here.
Lavallee out, as is Craig Crivello. Freddy Deeb also out.
Now, Shawn is not going out. He's anxious to call him, and is going to love it as he sees he's an 80% favorite to win this pot. He's got 3 6s. His opponent's got the top 2 pair. And right now, things are good in Buckeye Land.
Yeah, this could break. Tommy Vedes, unless he gets extremely lucky. Tommy used to sell cars and was in construction. And right now, he is devastated when you have top 2 pair to be up against a set.
What do you have, Jason?
I had 7
Well,
9
it needs a
spades.
king or a queen.
I let down King Queen.
Oh, man.
You did?
Watch me win. Watch.
I know you're not that good.
Needling him saying, I folded a king and a queen. We know that didn't happen. And the king comes off on the turn. Tommy Vedes has sucked out on the turn to make a bigger full house. Devastation for Shawn Cunix from Columbus, Ohio. His wife shocked as well.
Wow.
It's not over,
That's
though.
sick.
He could catch a 6 on the river and make 4 of a kind to win this pot.
Shawn Cunix.
You folded a 6.
The hideous beat.
Did I?
Here we go to the river.
Well, a 5 comes off, so tough luck for Shawn Cunix. The entrepreneur from Columbus, Ohio, took a horrible beat there.
I still have some chips.
Shawn's about the happiest loser I've ever seen.
You want to count them down for me?
Okay, 6 players remaining. We're coming back with more action. Stay with us here on the World Poker Tour.
Wow, that was sick.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Like you said, Mike, he was the happiest loser you've ever seen at a poker table. He kept smiling, has a lot of class, but he's done quite well. He's an entrepreneur, but right now he's down on the short stack here tonight with a very bad beat.
Well, we're both Buckeyes, and he told me the only time he doesn't smile is when Michigan beats Ohio State.
All right, to the table we go. Freddy Deeb got about 4 million, quickly folds his hand. Jason Burt, the 23-year-old out of Newport, also
I'm all in.
And here goes Shawn Cunix. He's gone all in with a junk hand, just 5-4.
Well, he's on the short stack, but still enough to put a little pressure on his opponent.
Vedes out. Lavallee, the chip leader. What will he do? He's got a king deuce, but he's mucking.
And we're around to the big blind now. Craig's got the king 8 of clubs.
Yeah, he's considering this.
600 something?
Well, it's going to cost him $625,000 more to make the call. That's a little steep for a king 8. He's opted to lay it down, so good timing there for Shawn to move all in and pick up that pot.
Yep. Nice little comeback for Shawn. Taking it down with just a 4-5. Back on the comeback trail.
Well, there you go. You lose a pot when you flop 3 6s. You win one when you got just 5 high.
Okay, so right now, Tommy Vedes, the new chip leader, with about 4.2. Jason Lavallee with about 4.1, as is Freddy Deeb. Let's go to the fell Jason Lavallee, this time with a queen 8. Quickly folds his hand.
Back to Craig Crivello.
He won't play that. Freddy Deeb.
He's got the lovely ladies, Vince. He's definitely playing this one.
Had him early on. Won a pot with queens. Gets him again. He's going to pop it up to 325,000 to go. Jason out. Shawn Cunix not playing. So Tommy Vedes picking up ace-king, though.
Yep, he's got big slick, as we say. We could see a big pot right here. All the money going in pre-flop. But no, Tommy's opts to just call with the ace-king. Wants to see a flop before he commits any more chips. Had he raised it, I believe would have got all the money in between these two guys, but that wasn't the case. And it's come 10 high. Freddy Deeb out in front with the 2 queens.
Yeah, no help for Tommy Vedes.
Tommy checks an ace-king. Freddy chewing that gum pretty quick. Fires out 400,000.
Yep.
Does the speed of him chewing that gum, Vince, have any indication of the strength of his hand or not?
I don't know for sure, but he gets the call.
Oh, and a queen comes off on the turn.
Better and better for him.
Freddy now has top set, as we say. Tommy, of course, could catch a jack and make an ace high straight to win this pot, but he's not going to draw in it for free because Freddy's coming out firing 600,000. He is hoping this guy makes some kind of play on this pot right now. You've got top set. You're saying, please raise me. Please, please, please raise it.
Will he get what he wants? Doubtful.
Nope, Tommy's going to give it up. So Freddy Deeb takes down that pot and once again recaptures the chip lead.
Going after his third WPT title, his fifth time at a final table on the World Poker Tour. Will he be successful here tonight? We will see. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to Bellagio and continuing coverage of the final table of Festa al Lago.
You know, Mike, the famous lake outside the Bellagio is known for its beauty. But if you look at some of the beats at this table so far, anything but beautiful. Let's take a look at the chip count.
Well, our current chip leader, Freddy Deeb, came to this final table as our chip leader. He still got it. Not by much, though. Jason Lavallee in second place, also with about 4 million. Tommy Vedes in third place now.
All right, go into the felt we go. Craig folds his hand.
Freddy Deeb has a small pair, and any pair to Freddy looks good, so he's going to pop it up here, looks like.
Yeah, he's got a pair of fours. Going to move it up to 215,000 to go. Jason Burt folding.
The entrepreneur from Columbus, Shawn Cunix. Looks at the 9-8 offsuit. He's on the short stack here, but doesn't want to go with this hand.
Okay, let's see what the King of Queens is going to do here. Tommy Vedes. Just a 7-6, folds his hand. And now, wow. Jason Lavallee picking up aces again, Mike.
Unbelievable. Mathematically, you're only supposed to get 2 aces once every 220 deals. He's already had them twice at this final table tonight, and it's early.
Yeah.
He also flopped 3 kings, another hand. Flopped the pair and an open end straight flush, another hand. He's been a card rack so far at this final table, but also has great poker instincts, that's for sure. Here he's going to raise it, makes it 675,000 to go.
What do you start the hand with?
Around 4 million.
Huh?
Around 4 million.
4 million.
Freddy getting pushed around, can't like it, especially from this young blood here.
Well, it's several times that this guy has come over the top of Freddy Deeb at this final table, and I guarantee you Freddy's making a mental note of that. And he's going to start pushing back, whether it's a wise decision or not. Certainly this hand, it will not be wise.
No, it wouldn't. Jason with a huge hand. Used to work at McDonald's, and now he's pushing around Freddy Deeb at a poker table for millions.
It's going to cost Freddy another 460,000 to play here if he wants to. These are the 2 chip leaders, remember that. Well, Freddy opts to lay it down, and a good lay down by Freddy Deeb.
And that take the heat. Jason Lavallee cracking a smile. Fry an egg on Freddy's head right now. Gonna get annoyed by this young player.
I think he is a little bit frustrated by him, but he's been around the block, so I expect him to keep his cool. Let's see what happens.
When we started out this tournament with 275 players, 6 still remain. Action on the young Jason Burt, quickly folds his hand. Cunix also out.
And the Tommy Vedes now. At the Jack-3 of hearts, gonna lay it down.
Around to Montreal card rack, Jason Lavallee. He's got ace-jack, pretty good hand here.
He's on the button, in position, got good chips, and he is gonna raise it to 200,000.
To George Clooney, who folds.
Freddy looks down at a 7-5 offsuit. He's got 80,000 out there. Cost him another 120 to make the call. Yes, he's reached for a lot of chips here. Those are $100,000 chips.
Raise.
And he is going to raise. Well, we predicted it. You know, this kid's getting under his skin a little bit, so he's going to try to bluff him a pot. Makes it 800,000. Now you're sitting on ace-jack. You're up against the chip leader. What do you do when you're in second chip position with this hand?
Freddy Deeb, the master at work, trying to pull off a bluff against the online pro. But look at the young kid. It's not like he's playing online. He's studying his man. He's not just looking down at a computer. He's trying to get a read on Freddy Deeb.
He's trying to figure out if this is what we call a revenge raise or not. Indeed, that's exactly what it is.
It's possible to see Freddy Deeb sweat.
And right now, Jason's doing a little sweat. He's got to figure out what to do with the ace-jack here.
I'm all in.
Wow. He has gone all in over the top of Freddy one more time, and again, he's made the right decision here. Now, Freddy Deeb has really got to be frustrated now.
Yep, he mucks his hand.
Maybe he just didn't call the 200,000, where at least you get to see a flop and you might bust the guy. Instead, he went for another 600.
Life is good for Lavallee. We're coming back with more action from the Festa al Lago in just a moment.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Out of Vegas, Tommy Vedes. He's got his King Jack. That was very good to him early on.
And he's got Kojak. Looks a little bit like Kojak's grandson or nephew or something, doesn't he?
But you think everyone that has no hair looks like Telly Savalas, so what are you going to do?
And I do. I think no hair and guys that play poker, they remind me of Telly.
All right. Well, he's going to call it. And Jason Lavallee, the Montreal card rack, has ace queen this time. Looks like he's going to raise.
I'm always a little leery when the guy limps in under the gun, but it's not going to stop Jason from raising it. He makes it 300,000 to go.
Into Craig Crivello,
who quickly calls 300,000. He also has the Kojak hand.
Freddy out, Jason out. And Shawn Cunix will not compete.
So back around to Tommy. Very unusual that Tommy and Craig have the same hand. The King Jack.
Just call him Telly if you want to, Mike. Oh, you want to.
You get angry when I do that.
Yes, I do.
Well, Tommy makes the call, so two guys got the same hand. Jason out in front with the ace queen.
Let's go to the flop.
Now flop comes ace jack deuce. Nice flop for Jason. He's flop top pair. The other two guys have flop second pair.
And they both check, surprisingly.
700.
Craig is now going to bet. He said they check. Maybe they don't have an ace. I've got second pair with top kicker. Let me make a wager here.
Yeah, 700,000. Tommy Vedes out.
How much you got left after that?
Lavallee saying how much you got left.
He's put about half his stack in there, Vince. He's got 800,000 or 900,000 left. Now, the only way you could possibly fold this hand, in my mind, is if you specifically put this guy on ace king or ace jack. There is no other hand you can put him on where he wouldn't have come over the top of you pre-flop if he had you beat.
It's kind of sick. I think we have the same hand.
Now look at this. He's saying maybe we have the same hand. No, you're well out in front, my friend. Now show us why you're one of the top online players in the world and pump him back.
Part of his problem here is that he didn't bet himself. I don't know why you wouldn't bet with that kind of board.
Unless he wanted to check raise. You can't get that hurt getting involved here.
I fold.
Oh, look at this. I'm stunned. He's going to lay down his hand.
Wow, what a lay down there. Well, he made two mistakes here. One was not betting out when he flopped the two aces, and two was laying it down. He had to put his opponent exactly on ace king or ace jack there. Otherwise, he has to play that hand.
All I do is fold.
Sometimes you can over-respect the player, and that's exactly what happened there. But look at this, the Wonder Cam, he actually did make a good laydown. He would have had a bad beat there.
So Jason made the wrong play at the right time.
Stay tuned, we're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour. And right now, Jason Lavallee is the chip leader with about 4.7 million in chips. Action's on him. He's got 8-6 this time. He won't play. Now Craig Crivello with a 7-5. He also goes out. Freddy going away, and now Jason Burt. Very tight. He's got king queen this time.
Well, I guarantee he's going to play this one on the button.
I'm all in.
Yep, he's gone all in. Shawn Cunix out.
Well, Tommy goes out as well, lays down the ace high. So a nice all-in bet there by the 22-year-old, and he picks up the pot. He's the youngest player at the table, graduate of Cal Tech, majored in mechanical engineering.
Yep, Full-time poker player, first time in a WPT event.
Well, very impressive when you make a WPT final table the first time you play in a WPT tournament. Can't do better than that.
All right, to the felt we go again. Freddy Deeb, very patient, folds an ace-4.
Back around to Jason Burt.
He goes out.
I'm all in.
Round to the short stack. Shawn Cunix, the entrepreneur from Columbus, he moves all in with the 8-6 suited here.
His wife, Chris, rooting him on.
I got a little over 500,000 left. Blinds are 50 and 100,000. Kind of hand you have to move in with.
Now, Tommy Vedes, though, has a pair of 4s and the button, and he mucks it quickly.
A little surprised at that.
Lavallee out.
How much is it?
Oh, but look at this. Craig Crivello saying how much?
550.
Well, he's definitely going to call it here with an ace-queen. You're not going to lay this hand down.
Yep, he makes the call.
He does make the call.
It is showdown time.
So the entrepreneur from Columbus, Ohio, Shawn Cunix,
6-8 of
an
hearts.
underdog to stay alive, but let's see if he can get lucky.
Good luck, Shawn.
Thank you.
Yep, Shawn Cunix from Ohio, the entrepreneur, on the ropes right now.
Sweat it back here.
Well, he's always happy, though.
Good-natured for sure. Optimistic. Here come the first 3, Mike.
Oh, it's come king, 10-6, all diamonds.
He's got the 6s.
Oh, yeah, I'm up right now, but if a diamond comes or a jack, oh my God.
He has made a pair of 6s, but his opponent has a lot of outs.
Wow, who's the favorite?
An ace, a queen, a jack, or a diamond will all win the pot for him.
This is Craig's family.
Well, everybody holding their breath. The 3 of hearts comes off on a turn. So far, so good for Shawn.
Shawn's still out in front.
Yeah!
1 card to go here. Let's see if he can hold him off. He's got to dodge an ace, a queen, a jack, or a diamond.
His dream of becoming a WPT champion. All the line, but it's a diamond.
Jack of diamonds comes off. Craig Crivello is going to make an ace-high flush to win this pot and eliminate Shawn Cunix from this tournament.
It's all right.
That's going to do it for the Buckeye, out tonight in 6th place.
Yep, they'll take home close to 170,000. A big sport there, a big effort.
Good luck, everybody.
And just like that, 5 players remain at the Festa al Lago in Las Vegas. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. 1.1. Let's go to the table.
Action on Craig Crivello. He folds.
Yeah, Freddie also folding. And now Jason Burt with a 10-6. Won't play that.
So we got the battle of the blinds here. Tommy Vedes looks down at ace-deuce of diamonds.
300.
He's going to raise it to 300,000.
Yeah, put a little pressure on the chip leader, Lavallee, who has a 4-5 of diamonds.
Noticed he hasn't played these suited connectors at this final table, but here he's in position. He's got the chip lead. And he is going to make the call.
So ace-deuce of diamonds up against 4-5 of diamonds.
Well, here comes the flop. Now flop comes queen, 5, deuce. Tommy has flop bottom pair and checks. Jason has flop middle pair. And he also checks. Conservative play on the flop. A 3 comes off. Tommy again checks. Now Jason also has an open-end straight draw to go along with his second pair.
Thus, he is going to bet 375,000.
Well, he's got the best hand and the best draw.
Tommy with the pair of deuces and a straight draw.
That's what he's saying is the guy didn't bet on the flop. Did a 3 really help this guy? Maybe he's got something like a jack-10 and just making a move at this pot. I'm going to call him with the 2 deuces.
All right, down to the river. Who's going to get lucky?
Well, queen comes off.
Helps neither player. Again, Tommy Vedes checking.
I check.
2 pair.
Which one?
Deuce.
He's just going to turn up his cards. He's going to win this pot with queens and 5s.
So the rich get richer. Chip leader extends his chip lead by a little bit. Jason Lavallee.
I like it.
Right, playing for the winner, taking home over 1.2 million.
At least.
Massive prize pool. And there, of course, Freddy Deeb going after his 3rd WPT title.
Here Freddie picks up a nice hand. He's got ace-queen. He's going to raise it. Makes it 400,000 to go.
Next to act, Jason Burt. He's got ace-jack of spades.
Well, Jason's been the most conservative player at this table.
I'm all in.
He's got a pretty decent hand. He's going all in.
Sure is. Tommy Vedes out. Jason also
How much more?
out, as is Craig
I think I have
Crivello.
121. iPhone.
And Freddie making the right call. He's going to love this.
And he's going to love it because he has his opponent dominated. It's ace-queen versus ace-jack. Freddie about a 3-1 favorite to win this pot and eliminate Jason Burt from this tournament.
Yeah, trouble lurking for Jason Burt, the graduate out of Caltech. Full-time poker player, first WPT event, in a lot of trouble right now.
Well, everybody on their feet. Here comes the flop. Well, it comes king, queen, 4. Freddie has flopped a pair of queens. Jason, however, can catch a 10 and make an ace-high straight to win this pot. 2 running spades would do it as well.
Got some hope. Would he dare do that to the great Freddy Deeb? 2 cards to come. Here's 4th Street.
Well, 9 of diamonds comes off, so we are down to the river card. The 22-year-old must catch a 10 on the river to stay alive in this tournament.
Otherwise, he'd be out in 5th place. He continues to smile. Can he get lucky?
Nope. 8 of spades comes on the river, so that's going to do it for the mechanical engineering major. A graduate of Caltech, Jason Burt is going to be out in 5th place. And Vince, he can go get his compass and head back to the drawing board.
Yeah, well, he's going to pick up $208,000. And there you see Freddy Deeb.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
About to continue. We started this event with 275 players. We are down to our final 4. The winner tonight will take home $1.2 million.
That's right, and as you can see from the chart, Jason Lavallee, the 23-year-old out of Montreal, Canada, is the chip leader with $5.6 million. Freddy Deeb with about $4.7 million. And Freddy trying to make a little poker history, becoming the 2nd player to win 3 WPT titles. Will it happen? Let's go to the felt. Action on the man from Queens, Tommy Vedes. He quickly folds his hand.
Well, all 4 of these players have over $3 million in chips, so it's anybody's game. Here, Jason Lavallee limps in on the button with ace-8 offsuit.
And Craig Crivello, George Clooney look-alike, has a pair of 3s here.
Well, he's going to call as well.
Yes, he is. And Freddy Deeb with a queen-jack in the big blind.
Freddy's thinking about raising it. Both these guys limping in here like this.
Check.
And he says, I'm content to see a flop.
So here we go, 3-way action. Here comes that flop. Let's come queen, 5-4. Freddy Deeb is flop top pair, but action is on Craig Crivello. He has the 2 3s. Look at this, Vince. What we perceive to be the tightest player at the table is betting the 3s here.
Well, he was when it was 6-handed for sure, but he's going to open up his game a little bit. He's trying to bet $250,000.
Well, Freddie says, let's see what you really got, as he makes it $600,000.
Yep, and our chip leader going out. Back on Craig Crivello, who used to work in buildings as an iron worker in Milwaukee.
I hope you don't need a 3.
Now a poker player. He's going to lay it down.
Well, he shows him a 2 3s.
You think I need a 3 there?
I said, I hope you don't.
Gives the respect to Freddy Deeb, and just like that, Freddy Deeb is going to take the first pot.
Well, Freddy Deeb, a 2-time WPT champion, going for his 3rd title tonight.
Winner's going to take home over $1.2 million. Jason Lavallee from Montreal, an online pro. Only 23 years old, quickly folds this hand.
Said he started playing poker when he was 18 years old online. Also said he won over $1 million last year playing poker.
Craig also out now. Freddy Deeb with just a 6-deuce. He's going to call it. Tommy Vedes from Queens. Content to see the flop with Jack 4, and he gets a piece of that pair of 4s. And Freddy getting nothing. But Freddy Deeb coming out to bet $125,000 with his nothing.
Well, he's getting called by Tommy with bottom pair.
There's the grinder, Miss Rocky, friend of Tommy Vedes in the audience, rooting his friend on.
Oh, a dream card for Tommy there, as now he has 3 4s.
Check.
Freddy with absolute zip and pip checks this one.
Tommy checking 3 4s right behind him, trying to trap him. The 10 comes off on the river.
Nothing card
Check.
again for Freddy Deeb. Freddy not going to bite, and Vedes has to bet his 3 of a kind. 220. Does he want to
What do you do? Check a 4?
try a little larceny? Look at, he's right on.
Jack.
Good hand.
Now, Freddy said, what'd you do? Check a 4, the 3 4s? How's that for putting your opponent on the hand, folks? That's why Freddy Deeb, the two-time WPT champion. He took one stab at bluffing the pot, and then just waved the flag and gave it up.
It can be nothing. I got 2 6s.
And that's a wise thing to do sometimes when you play poker. Cut your losses and run.
You're good, Freddy. You're good.
I hope to be lucky and good. That's the best way to do it, buddy.
This is true.
Luck is more important sometimes.
You know, the young guys have confidence in their game. They don't think a lot of the old school players in many occasions, and I think it's a mistake on their part.
Well, he's the chip leader right now, Jason Lavallee. But let's go to the felt. It's actions on Craig Crivello. He's got ace-4.
He's going to raise it up here. First position makes it 300,000 to go.
Freddy out, but Tommy Vedes from Queens, New York. He's got ace-jack.
Well, many times you'd come over a guy with this hand in a 4-handed poker game, but they respect Craig as a rather solid player, so Tommy just opted to call here.
Yep, Jason out, two-way action.
Now flop comes king, 9-8, no help for either player. Action's going to be on Tommy. He checks. And Craig is reaching for chips to make the continuation bet, it looks like. Indeed he is.
Yep, it looks like a $525,000 bet from the former iron worker out of Milwaukee.
Well, that's how you win hands in poker, folks. You take control of the hand. You raise before the flop. You bet on the flop. Doesn't matter what happens. 70% of the time, you know your opponent's not going to connect with the flop. That was the case there. He got the better hand out by betting.
Winner's going to take home over 1.2 here tonight, become a WPT Poker-Made millionaire. So who's it going to be? Action on Jason. Quickly folds his hand. And back on Craig, who has a 9-7 of hearts.
Well, he just earned that last pot with the worst hand. So why not raise it again here? And that's what he's doing. 275,000 this time. I'll tell you, Craig is taking some play pills somewhere on the break, Vince.
Yeah, he's opened up his game, but might be the wrong time because on his left, Freddy Deeb with a big ace-queen.
I'm sure Freddie's also noticed this guy's playing a lot more pots now. He knows you can't have a hand every time. He's got an ace-queen and a pretty good duke, so he's going to raise it.
Oh, yeah.
7 more.
It looks like he's moving up 700,000 more. He's saying, take that, George Clooney, as Tommy Vedes from Queens goes out.
Well, Craig can't stand that kind of heat, so he lays his hand down there. And Freddy Deeb picks up yet another pot.
Very nonchalant. Freddy Deeb, 5 times at a WPT final table, 2 titles.
Oh, big hand for Freddy. 2 kings he picks up. Makes it 400,000 to go.
Yes, he does. And right behind him, the man from Queens, Tommy, has a pair of ladies.
Well, these are giant hands in a 4-handed poker game, and this could spell doom for Tommy Vedes right here.
Absolutely tremendous.
850 more.
And he's going to bump it.
850.
He's going to raise 850,000.
Jason out.
Oops, sorry.
Craig out as well.
Well, Freddy is not going out with 2 kings, I promise you that.
Oh, no.
Just a matter if he sets the guy all in here or not.
How much you got left?
And how much
Started with 3.2.
What you got left?
Well, this could be a bloodbath.
1.8.
Huh?
1.8.
I don't see what Freddy's thinking about here. I just set him all in. Well, Freddy cracking his knuckles.
I'm on it.
There you go.
Well, he does go all in.
Huh?
Call.
And
call?
he's been called by Tommy. So Freddy Deeb in great shape here.
Well, a cold deck.
Well, that's what Tommy Vedes is saying.
Nice hand, Freddy.
Thank you. I hope so. I hope it stays nice.
Well, Vince, with 6 players left in this tournament, Tommy Vedes was an 80% underdog to stay alive, yet he sucked out there to stay alive. Could he possibly do it one more time?
Tommy Vedes used to sell cars, was in construction, now living in Vegas, just in an awkward place right now. Can't blame him for calling. You got to take your shots in a 4-handed poker game to have queens up against kings. Just a rotten time for you.
Just king it and finish it off.
Well, once again, Tommy finds himself as an 80% underdog to stay alive in this tournament. He survived it before. As the flop comes Jack 9-5, he's going to have to hit 2 running cards to make a straight or catch a queen.
At least no suits.
Not exactly the flop he wanted. Tommy on the side, gasping for air. Here comes the turn card.
Well, 6 of hearts comes off. So Freddy Deeb about to take great command of this tournament, but no! A queen comes off on the river. Lightning strikes again for Tommy Vedes.
So sick.
Unbelievable draw out here. He was a 95% underdog to win this pot with 1 card to go, yet he spiked the queen to stay alive. Destiny is staring this guy straight in the face, in my opinion. Twice he got all his money in as an 80% underdog. Twice he survived.
Sorry, Freddie.
Sick.
Unbelievable. Freddie Deeb,
Oh my gosh.
deeply distraught. He cannot believe it.
Born and raised in Queens. That's where I got him.
We have a new king of queens, and that is Tommy Vedes.
I wasn't even in that hand, and I feel violated.
Pain and loathing in Las Vegas continues. We're coming back with more action from Bellagio in just a moment here on the World Poker Tour.
Oh, boy.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Great Freddy Deeb.
Well, he goes out.
Yep, he does. And now our chip leader, Tommy Vedes, with ace-10 of clubs. Strong hand with the button. And he's getting chips out to raise. 360,000 to go.
Jason in the small blind looks at a 6-9 and folds.
Only one to beat. Craig Crivello from Vegas with Jack-10.
360.
Looks like he's going to play. So Jack-10 up against Ace-10. Here we go.
Well, flop comes King Jack-9 with 2 clubs. So Craig has 2 jacks and a straight draw. He's got the best hand right now. And he's going to lead out and bet 285,000. Tommy's got the nut flush draw and a straight draw.
Pretty strong hand. How's he going to play it? Just calling.
Well, that surprises me. I would have come over the top there, but let's see what happens. Well, now the board pairs kings. Now this, I believe, is a good card for Craig. You would have thought Tommy would have raised him had he had a king in his hand, so he's got to feel like his jacks are the best hand right now, even though the board paired kings.
And he's going to bet it. 475.
This is the problem. When you just call with a nut flush draw on the flop and now the guy bets on the turn, do you want to call with just 1 card to go to catch? Tommy's gambled several times in this same spot and he's doing it again here. He's drawing to the flush and the straight, of course.
Well, he's been good at catching cards tonight. He's going to try to make this work too, and he makes it work.
He's done it again, Vince. He's not only made the ace-high flush, his opponent's made a straight.
Oh, what a delight. Action on Craig as he takes his time, and he's going to put chips out. Looks like a $500,000.
Well, that's a very small bet into a pot that's got about 2.3 million in it. So I'd be surprised. Tommy wouldn't just raise him here, but you're always fearful of a full house when the board pairs like that.
Cool.
And he makes a crying call with the ace-high flush. He's going to win the pot as Craig turns up the straight.
Good hand.
Craig Crivello saying good hand with absolutely no honesty.
So Tommy Vedes going to take down that pot that had 3.3 million in it.
Boy, the pain continues. You see it in the face of Craig Crivello, gasping for air there. That hurts. What a hand, what a suck-out king Tommy Vedes is at this point.
He hit lightning on the river once again.
And in the audience is Tommy's buddy, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi.
Well, I'm rooting for Tommy Vedes, and also I love Freddy Deeb as well. I mean, those are two of my buddies, so whichever one wins, I'm happy for. It's an adrenaline rush when you win a pot. It's such a great feeling when you suck out, and when you get beat, it's like the worst feeling in the world. But that's how the game goes, and that's the excitement for the game. I mean, to outdraw somebody is like, it's the best feeling.
Well, there you have it. From a two-time WPT champion, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi.
All right, back to the trouble pit. Action on Tommy Vedes, the king of queens. He's got a 10-8 this time, and he gets to take a rest, goes out. Jason also out.
That's a battle of the blinds here. Craig limps in with the king 7. In a small blind, and Freddy with a 4-3. Happy to see a flop. And the flop comes queen 7-3. Now Craig has flopped second pair. Freddy has flopped bottom pair.
Craig first to act, and he's got a bet, 200,000.
Well, again, Freddy an expert at making these smallish raises to find out where he's at. He makes it 450,000 to go. Just wants to see if this guy's really got a queen in his hand, or a 7 for that matter, and not just making a move at the pot.
Shows you how important position is on an opponent.
But what happens is you make these raises to find out where you're at. If your opponent comes back over the top of you.
Wow, he says all in.
Well,
foiled again.
Well, now all Freddy can beat is a bluff. So if you think the guy's bluffing, you may call him with the 2 3s, but I don't think Freddy's going to think this guy's bluffing here for all his dough.
Gutsy move by Craig Crivello. Pushing it right there, and it's going to work.
A very nice move. He just didn't put Freddy on a queen. Thought he would have raised before the flop. He'd had some big cards like that one. Well, his 2 7s were the best hand. He went with it. Nice play.
Deep going downhill fast. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action here on the World Poker 4.3. And the blinds are going up to 60 and 120,000. Let's go to the action. Freddy Deeb, first to act, looks down at a king jack of hearts.
Well, not a bad hand in a 4-handed poker game, that's for sure. See what Freddy's going to do with it.
275.
He's going to raise it to 275,000.
Into Mr. Lucky, Mr. Queen's Tommy Vedes. He has this time an ace jack.
Yeah, he's got Freddy dominated here, as we say. But he's just going to call, does not re-raise with the ace jack.
Let's see what Jason does. Goes out.
Craig out as well. So the same 2 guys that battle in that big pot with the kings and queens, fighting it out again. This time it's king jack for Freddy and ace jack for Tommy. Tommy out in front this time. Well, flop comes 10-9-8, 1 heart and 2 clubs.
Gives both players an open-ended straight draw.
Now, Vince Freddy's only got about $1 million left.
Check.
He's checking.
All in.
And Tommy's going all in here. And in my view, that's the play that Freddy should have made. You never want to call your money off on a draw, but you don't mind betting it off on a draw because you might win the pot without getting contested. And now Freddy's in dire straits as to what to do. As the cards lie, he can only catch a king or a queen to win this pot. He could get 2 running hearts to win it, but he's in a pickle now. Once you don't bet...
I can't believe I didn't bet it. Now I don't want to call it.
Well, there you heard him. And I agree with exactly what he's saying.
A little lapse of concentration, perhaps. He has not been the same since he had his kings cracked on the river by this man on his left right here.
Well, when you're a 19-1 favorite with 1 card to go and you don't win the pot, it does make you a little dizzy.
Yeah. And he just let this check go a little too fast, and he's paying for it now. He's squirming in his seat. He doesn't want to have to give this up, but he blew the play.
Well, he did blow it, in my opinion. I might have got called anyway. But had he moved all in and put pressure on Tommy, what would he have done with just an open-end straight draw in that case? If he makes the call, you just got to try to outdraw him. But in my view, I don't think Freddy can call this now that he checked on the flop. And he doesn't. He lays it down. And it's a good lay down as the cards lie because he can only catch it, win it with a king or a queen. or 2 running hearts, but he could have put a lot of pressure on Tommy, in my view, had he moved in on the flop.
Well, here's the wonder cam. The queen would have come up.
Oh, don't show that to Freddie. He'd have made the stone nuts.
Yep.
So had he moved in or had he gambled and called there, he would have doubled up.
Slow down, buddy. Can't run away with it yet.
I let down a big hand, buddy. I just didn't like it. I should have if I bet it.
He's second guessing himself. Kind of interesting that he says that. Let these guys know that he's ready to be plucked off. He is on an extreme short stack right now. Action goes to him.
You can just read his body language right now. He looks like doom.
He does.
I'm all in.
Now he's going all in with an ace-4.
Can't blame him for this, really, but right behind him, Tommy Vedes holding over him again with the 2 6s.
Call.
And he's making the call.
He sure is. Jason out with a pair of 3s, and Craig with an ace-7. The diamonds won't play. It's two-handed poker.
Well, Tommy in great shape to win this pot. About a 3-to-1 favorite. And remember, we saw Craig throw an ace away, so Freddy Deeb in dire straits. He's going to capture that 3rd World Poker Tour title tonight. He's going to have to get very lucky here to do it.
Yep, he's got to beat the man with the velvet jacket. Originally from Queens, Tommy Vedes. And he's been tough all night long. Freddie came in this as the chip leader to the final table. He's on the ropes right now.
Well, Vince, let's tell it like it is. Tommy's been very lucky to even be in this tournament right now. Twice he was all in as an 80% underdog. Twice he won those pots. Here he's a nice favorite, and it's a good flop for him as it comes 8-7 deuce.
Yep. Not the one that Freddy Deeb wanted to see.
Now, Freddie's going to have to catch 2 cards to make a straight or hit an ace. It's the only way he can win the pot. Well, 10 of diamonds comes off, so we are down to the river. Freddy Deeb must catch an ace on the river, or he'll be our 4th place finisher.
Freddy Deeb's head going lower and lower into the poker table at this point. He's not going to do it.
Yeah, Queen of Spades comes off. And I said it was Tommy's destiny when he made those 2 big drawouts when he was all in. Now he had the best hand.
Good luck, man. It's okay. Good luck.
He's on the move, and Freddie is moving out.
Big celebration for the chip leader, Tommy Vedes.
I think we're shipping this out.
I was playing well, that's all I know. Okay, thank you. Thanks for that.
Freddie is out, he is gone. There's 3 players left, going after that 1st place prize of over $1.2 million. Stay tuned, we're coming back with more action here on the World Poker Tour.
These are the 3 guys fighting it out for that coveted WPT title and the $1.2 million 1st place prize.
As you can see, Tommy Vedes, originally out of Queens, now a poker pro out of Vegas, out in front with $9.6 million. Jason Lavallee with $4.9, and Craig Crivello 1.8. Let's go to the table. Blinds are still 60 and 120,000. Action going on Craig.
Well, he looks down at the Queen Deuce of clubs.
All right. What is it? 120. 320.
Well, he's going to raise it here with this hand. Makes it 320,000 to go. And you have to give this guy credit, Vince. When we got down to 4 players, he stepped up his game. When you play short-handed, folks, you got to mix it up. You got to play more hands with more marginal cards. Craig is doing that here, winning that pot by raising with a Queen Deuce.
By the way, I haven't seen him make a mistake tonight yet. Very shifty play, changed gears beautifully.
I can't win a pot against you. Craig is unbeatable.
He's not running good against me.
He is on the short stack at this point. And you got to beat the luck of the Queens man, who's beating everyone up, getting lucky, sucking out. So Craig has definitely got his work cut out for him. Back to the felt we go. Jason Lavallee, a former chip leader. Here's a pair of 10s, an attractive hand. He's going to raise it, makes it 280,000.
Well, Craig now looks down at Kojak. He's got the King-Jack hand. That's a total of 280,000. He's got 60,000 in there now in the small blind, so.
Come on.
Wow, he's going to push with this King-Jack.
Well, indeed he is. He's moving all in with it.
King of Queens goes out, and a quick call by Jason Lavallee.
So we've got the race situation, the 2 overcards versus the under pair. To win tournaments, you got to win races. Let's see who's going to win this one.
pictures. We need
If
pictures.
Craig Crivello does not win it, he'll be out in third place. His family is pulling for him. His daughter in the crowd there. The 2 overcards for Craig. He's all smiles.
Everyone on their feet.
There's Jason's friends hollering.
A big moment for this young 23-year-old.
Come on, put some paint.
Jason wins this pot. We'll be down to heads up.
And here's the flop.
Now it's come Queen A3. No help for Craig there. He could catch 2 runners to make it straight. Otherwise, he needs to catch a king or a jack to take the lead.
Yeah, he winced when he saw that flop.
Jack's my lucky card.
Now he's saying his jack is his lucky card. Could he be correct?
Jack.
Well, the turn card, the 9 of hearts, a good card for Jason. Does that cut some of Craig's outs away from him? So he needs a king or a 10 to stay alive. That's not a heart. Otherwise, Craig Crivello will be our third place finisher.
He needs the long shot to come in. Will it be? Here it is. No, another 9. It's not going to do it.
So that's going to do it for the former iron worker, Craig Crivello, out tonight in third place.
Good game.
Oh, boy. Walks away with $477,000.
Well, at least it was a coin
It's a big hug from his daughter, Lindy.
I needed a double up.
He's all smiles too. About a papa. He put on a good show here this week.
You know you want to win it. You come this far, you want to win it. So I took a shot there, I took a gamble, and it just didn't pay off.
WPT Global is committed to being the most fair and secure poker site in the world. Data-driven AI detection technology eliminates collusion and ensures a fair environment for everyone. With zero tolerance for bots and cheaters, WPT Global is trusted by millions of players worldwide. Click the link in the description. Use the code YT11 on deposit and get our welcome package with tournament tickets, deposit match, and more.
Jason Lavallee with about $7.7 million. One of these guys going to take home a coveted WPT title and that $1.2 million first place prize.
And Jason Lavallee on the very first hand with King 9 is raised to $300,000. And a quick call by Tommy with a 10-7. Here's the flop.
Oh, what a flop. Jason has flopped the top 2 pair. Tommy has flopped an open-end straight draw.
Tommy quickly checks it. Jason going to bet 425.
Tommy's going to make the call with the open-end straight draw. So off to the turn we go. Queen of spade comes off. Again, Tommy checks. Price of poker's going up a little here, it looks like. Jason betting $850,000. Action on Tommy. And Vince, we've seen this guy call with straight draws several times at this final table, and he's doing it again. $850,000 to call with an open-end straight draw.
As he usually catches.
But his problem is, even if a jack comes off, Vince, where he'd make the hand, chances are he's not going to get paid off.
Well, it didn't hit here, and he checks it.
There's a 4-card straight on the board. Your opponent's not going to pay off many times.
$2 million.
Well, $2 million is bet on the river by Jason. He's going to take down this pot. If I was going to criticize Tommy for something regarding his poker game, is I think he calls too much with straight draws. He hasn't hit one yet tonight trying to catch him. Well, he hit that nut flush on the river that one hand where he won a big pot, but he was lucky to do that.
Well, the blinds are going up to 80 and 160,000. Action back on Tommy. He's got Jack 9 this time.
Well, right now we are virtually at dead heat in terms of chip count.
And he's just going to call it. Jason behind him, content to see a flop. He has ace deuce. He didn't raise. Ace deuce of diamonds, and he catches the ace right there on the flop.
Here comes ace jack 6. Tommy's got second pair. Jason has top pair.
And Jason has checked it, and Tommy also checking.
Wow, what a check by Tommy.
Queen on the turn here.
Jason's now reaching for chips here. He's going to bet $225,000.
Quick call by Tommy Vedes.
Well, just didn't believe the guy had an ace because he didn't bet on the flop. And now another ace comes off. So this card could get Tommy in further trouble. Well, Jason is going to bet the 3 aces here, 500,000.
Well, he disguised it well. He didn't raise before the flop with the ace. So, you know, you get good value if you do have an ace and it comes up. Oh, he's going to call it.
Well, he does pay him off, and he is going to lose the pot. As Jason Lavallee is going to pick up yet another hand. But he played that hand rather cagey. Didn't raise before the flop with an ace in his hand. Didn't bet on the flop. So if I'm sitting in Tommy's seat, I'm not putting him on an ace either. I might have called there myself.
Young player from Montreal, only 23 years old. Jason Lavallee now, our chip leader. Stay with us. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. Well, this time he's picked up a big hand, pair of tens with the button. And he's going to set up a raise here. Makes it 400,000 to go.
Now Tommy is going to defend here with a king-8 offsuit. A very marginal call.
But the man in the velvet jacket has no fear. And here's the flop. Jack 8-3.
Now Tommy flops second pair. Checks it. Jason checks right behind him. Now the board pairs threes. Well, Tommy's got to think his 2 8s are good now. He's reaching for chips, and he's going to bet, and I don't blame him. 560,000.
Into Jason.
And Jason's going to make the call with the 2 10s. So off to the river we go. And a queen comes off. So Tommy checks.
Check.
Jason checks behind him. He's going to win the pot with 2 10s. To extend his chip lead.
Jason Lavallee, the Montreal monster. Born in Nova Scotia, lives in Montreal, only 23 years old. And this is only his second WPT tournament, his second cash. He cashed in the first one as well.
Well, that's impressive. He's 2 for 2 in the cash department. And number 2 could be a win out here in the World Poker Tour. Whoever wins this will become our 113th poker-made millionaire on the World Poker Tour.
All right, on to this hand. Tommy from Queens with Queen 10 of hearts has raised. Made it 340,000. Jason with just a Jack 4.
Oh, and look at this, Vince. He now has the chip lead. Things are going his way. And can you believe this? We have yet to see him raise any Garfunkel hands. He's been catching cards all night. But here he's done it with a Jack 4 offsuit. He's come over the top and made it 900,000 to go. Tommy is reaching for chips, and he is going to make that call.
Yeah, he's going nowhere.
Here comes the flop. Flop is king 4-3. Jason actually has the best hand now with 2 4s. He's going to reach for chips and make the continuation bet. And there you see it, $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million. Nothing hitting there for Tommy.
Well, what he's wondering is if he raised this pot, could he win it? He's reaching for chips. Could he possibly pull the trigger here? If he does, he'll put a lot of pressure on this guy with just 2 4s. Well, Tommy lays the hand down. So the youngster getting aggressive at the right time, coming over the top with a Jack 4 offsuit and winning the pot.
Well, he's an online specialist, plays all the time, has a lot of confidence in his game, says he took a lot of money home last year in the online business. And right now he's playing against live people, and he's playing quite well. Blinds and antes are going up, $20,000 antes. Blinds are 100 and 200 at this time. To the felt we go, Jason with an ace jack. Move it up to 400,000.
Tommy's got an ace 10 of hearts. He's gone all in. You can't blame him for that. He's gotten called. And as you can see, he is dominated.
What great momentum for Jason. He's made this great call.
Behind, you gotta be behind.
Well, we've seen Tommy Vedes survive twice when he was an 80% underdog with all his money in the pot. Here he's about a 70% underdog. And his fans are saying, hey, you're behind. That's when you do best. Here's the flop. Oh, a 10 right on the flop. Jason cannot believe it.
Raise it up.
He could taste victory. All he had to do was have his ace jack hold up against an ace 10. And right now, he's going to have to catch 2 winning cards to make a straight or a jack. Otherwise, Tommy will double up and take the lead.
4 diamonds on the turn. No help for Jason. Get out the smelling salts. He looks dazed.
Yeah, we are down to the river card. Jason must catch a jack on the river. Otherwise, Tommy Vedes will double up and outdraw yet another opponent when he was all in.
What's it gonna be? Title or not?
Well, the 7 of spades comes off. Unbelievable. That's the hat trick of drawouts for Tommy Vedes at this final table so far. Where one man's luck is another man's torture. You saw it right there. Unbelievable.
That's on.
It's so sick.
Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Well, victory on the fingertips of the youngster there, Jason Lavallee. If his ace-jack would have beat the ace-10, he'd have been the champion. As it is, he's got a fight on. Unbelievable. The cool beauty of this game continues, Vince.
All right, with the button, Tommy looks down at a pair of 5s wired up. Makes it 600,000 to go. Jason behind him with a pair of 4s.
Come on.
Well, Jason's going all in. Well, he is going to put the test to Tommy now, but Tommy has called him and is going to be loving it when he sees Jason's hand. It's 5s over 4s. This time, he's the dominating favorite.
Pretty amazing call there by Tommy Vedes. Usually don't want to call off the money with a small pair, but he was right on, spot on. He is dominating pair over pair.
Just one time I want you to get it.
If Tommy Vedes wins this pot, he'll be the massive chip leader in this heads-up battle. And right now, he's the 80% favorite to do just that. Well, he won pots when he was an 80% underdog. Can he win him when he's an 80% favorite? And it's come ace, 10, 6. Now, if the board paired twice, this would be a split pot. And Jason would love that right now, I can tell you. He needs a 4 to win the pot. The board pairs twice, it'll be a split pot. Well, a queen comes off. So we are down to the river. Jason has a 2-outer, must catch a 4 on the river to win this pot and take this title.
Jason looking distraught here. He needs a big miracle right now to take the title, but it's not to be.
Well, 7 of hearts comes off of there. So it's high 5s all around. And that's what's ironic about that. Is that Jason just called the raise before the flop and then moved in on the flop. He'd have won that pot most likely, but hindsight is really easy to do playing poker.
I hate to say it, but a 23-year-old looks exhausted there.
Well, it's not over yet. He sits back down, even though he's got a short stack, and he's saying, what happened? I had this thing. Jeez.
No, son.
I swore you had 2 overcards there. I'm like, oh, I got to win another race.
I'd call it 2 if I was you.
Yeah, of course.
Casual conversation amongst the millionaires of poker. Cards being dealt.
Thank you, thank you.
This time, Jason with the button. And he's first to act. He's got an uneventful 8, 6 of hearts. He's going to push all in.
Well, he's going all in here.
Tommy Vedes has an attractive king-queen.
And he's called it.
Yeah. I think that's a little tilt-off money by Jason. No patience there. Makes that huge raise with just 8-6. And he might have to pay for it with a title.
Well, indeed he might. Tommy Vedes, the favorite here with the king-queen against the 8-6. And if Tommy Vedes wins this pot, he'll be our champion.
There we go.
Can the youngster get lucky to stay alive?
6, no sweat. 6, it's all good. 6, no sweat.
No, we want to sweat. We want to sweat.
Okay, let's see the flop.
I just want open-ended. Give me a
Well,
sweat.
he just wants to have a sweat. Just give me an open-end straight draw.
That's the gambling spirit.
Comes ace 9-5. He's got the gut shot straight draw. That's why he's clapping. He's looking for a 3 across right now. A 6, a 7, or an 8. We're talking about the 3 spots on the side of the card, folks.
Here it is right here.
Doesn't happen. Queen comes off. Well, that's going to eliminate the 6 and the 8 for winning the pot for Jason. He now has to catch a 7 in the gut to make a 9-eye straight to win this pot to stay alive. He must catch a walking stick or he'll be walking out of here in second place.
Yeah, the kid from Montreal in huge trouble right now. Here's the river card for the
That's a
title.
queen. So 3 queens for Tommy Vedes. He is going to take this title. And what dramatic fashion he did it in, Vince, I got to tell you.